don't tell, she dey kneel for grave where my uche dey. Papa Emeka, don't blind from growing. Pikin don't fall, now watch up, I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand, no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today I just we more. If we don't stop this night where we dey share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know they.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, no let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she no sabi this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn.
I see Mami Nkechi, a rapper don't tell, she dey kneel for grave where my uche dey. Papa Emeka, don't blind from growing. Pikin don't fall, now watch up, I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand, no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today I just we more. If we don't stop this night where we dey share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know they.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, no let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she no sabi this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
Oh, make we try yo.
Back up joins with the trembling. Oh, hey. If we no join now, our children go so.
Which way Biafra? Which way we they go now? Leader them maddest people they fight guy. From BRG to USB, Wahala no the rest. Which way Biafra? Which way we they go now? Leader them maddest people they fight guy. From BRG to USB, Wahala no the rest. Big no, oh. Please, please, oh. No be your Igbo divide us. Now we do amo. Big no, oh. Form soldier, but we still the be for them carry canoe go, we turn enemy. Simon open mouth, them start to judge his speech. Telegram full of war, no love at all. One side say autopilot, one say delete them all. But the blood where we shed, you know they flow backward. USB rise, but ego they break what? We get banner, we get flag, but every corner, now tribal drive. Big on, oh. Which way now, which way, oh. No be your Igbo divide us. Now we do amo. Talk true now. Big on, oh. Biafra get the dream, but I hate it, they slow and go. Unity no get duplicate, no try fake am. You dey from freedom fighter, but you dey hate am. USB no be juju, now we go build am. Stop to cause, make we raise nation. Which way Biafra? Which way we they go now? Leader them maddest people they fight guy. From Bridgie to USB, Wahala no the rest. Big on, oh. Which way now, which way, oh. No be your Igbo Oibo divide us. Now we do I'm a talk true now. Bikonu, 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 bikonu. Biafra get the dream, but I hate it day slow and go. And we get a leader, them carry. We get a soldier, them jail. We get the youth, them divide. Still we rise, USB worldwide. Which way Biafra? Which way we do go now? Bigger them honest people they fight high. From G to USB, Wahala no they rest. Bikonu, bikonu, oh. Which way now, which way oh. No be Oibo divide us. Now we do our talk true now. Bikonu, bikonu, oh. Bikonu, bikonu, oh. Biafra get a dream, but I hate it day slow and go.
This is na wicked word. This is na confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I will tell you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. The driver they go. The driver they go. Opposite Udi. But the rocky on the side. Along Gusukudu Road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver. The driver waiting they happen. The driver waiting they happen. The driver tell the Pali boy. See no day for talk. See no day for talk. It's better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. The driver waiting. The driver waiting. This is na wicked word. This is na confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I will tell you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. The driver they go. The driver they go. Opposite Udi. But the rocky on the side. Along Gusukudu Road. I see people run. I see people run.
Through Of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chukwu okike abịa mapụrụ m ihe niile, Chineke na onye ndị nsọ na-efe wee na-akpụ isi ala nye onye anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile, onye anyị na-aja mma wee na-eto, anyị enweghị iche ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị anaghị efe arụsị, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onweghị onye kere ya. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị Igbo ji wee na-etu gị ebighị ebi. Ndị nsọ na-agba oche eze gị okirikiri ha na-akpụ isi ala nye gị, ọbụladị ndị okenye oru 2 na 4 bụ ndị na-atụ mkpọ ọla edo na ana ha niile si na-ede nsọ Chineke nna nke igwe. N'ụtụtụ a, ehihie, abalị, n'ụwa niile bụ ebe ụmụ gị gbasasịrị ka ụkpaka nna nke ebere dị ngọzi ka anyị na-akpọkọta ha eze ebube onye ime eluigwe wee na-arịọ gị ma mma gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ ka iru gị wee chaa n'ebe anyị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ezi ebube dị ngọzi ka igwe tinye ọgbaghara n'etiti ndị iro, ka ha rabụ ndị kụziri ka ha wee megide anyị onye nwe m na Chineke nna dị nsọ, ka aka nsị ndị dị etu a wee baa ha ọnụ, ije obodo ekwensu bụ zuu wee laa ya n'iyi. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị onye na-adịgide ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, biko nụ ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ọsọ ọsọ nna nke ebere na ụmụ gị atakwala n'ahụhụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka iwe na anyị ezi echiche na amamihe, mmekọrịta nwanne na nwanne ịdị n'otu ọganiru, ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna, ka i wee tinye ụmụ gị ezi mmụọ nke eziokwu ma wezuga anyị aka ajọ ihe n'ime ndụ anyị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Ka ọ ga-abụ na ikpeta maazị na Biafra ga-abịa, anyị ga-aja gị mma wee too gị wee gọzie aha nsọ gị, kpụ isi ala nye gị, bulie aha nsọ gị elu site n'ebighị ebi mara n'ebighị ebi ka a na-arịọ gị. Ise ise ise. This very morning, all of you, I believe that those who are watching know who we are and why we do what we do. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth, the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, Chukwu Kikabia Mapurumi Henine, servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are live and we are direct this very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. And we start this very day by making it abundantly clear that the greatest enemy of a black man is the way that we reason. If not that the way we reason is very, very abhorrent, there is no need or reason why we should be suffering and complaining every blessed day without the courage to do something about it. Biafra must be defended at all costs. At all costs. It is the land of God, given to his children for their eternal habitation. We may have failed in the past to recognize this very fact, but now that this generation has come, there is nothing anybody can do to stop us from restoring the kingdom of God upon the face of this very earth in the land of Biafra, without apologies to anybody.
The Fulani approach to the zoo called Nigeria is called the devil's alternative. Fulani, they have this two-pronged approach to the issue of one Nigeria. If they collapse you through banditry, they will overrun you because they believe they have superior weaponry. Right now, and all of them are in this game together. That's number one. If you sue for peace, which idiots like Omahi are doing, if you sue for peace, they will also get what they're looking for because they will plant Ruga in every local government area. The devil's alternative, whichever option you choose, men are going to die. Men will die. It doesn't matter the option you choose. If you wait for them to do things peacefully, which they will never do, they are going to kill you anyway because they'll be Ruga. And you allow them to forcibly take over your land, you are taken over, they will take it by force. And Fulani will plant their people in your local government areas. That in the next 100 years, you'll be hearing about Olo Emirates. And then we'll be like Hausa people. Our great-grandchildren will now ask their parents, what happened? They will tell them, oh no, there was somebody called Hope Uzodinma. He was playing politics. He loved Nigeria. There was one called Omahi. He loves Fulani. He used to be our brother. But then we are gone. As a race, we are finished. And I said to these fools, Fulani don't know it. They are like the vulture. Nigeria is pregnant. If Nigeria dies during the pregnancy, they benefit. Nigeria gives birth to their Ruga, which they want, a new Nigeria, which they want, is also to their benefit. The only people aiding and abetting them are these quislings, the flavors from the East, intellectuals, and sophisticated morons from the West.
Negotiated restructuring. What happened? They came back and they said no. Ojukwu said, okay, so you want to continue to kill my people all over the place? No. Because of that, I'll declare Biafra. Today, they have brainwashed all of you with the perverse notion and thinking that somehow Ojukwu is responsible for causing a war, when opposite is the case. That Gowon was the aggressor, not Ojukwu. That's how Nigeria is. Always blaming the victim. And we lost over 5 million people during that very genocidal war. They killed over 5 million Biafrans. They wanted to wipe us away from the face of this very earth. But we survived it. And we are here today. Those they gave birth to, they have come. And this time with a wrath that you cannot even begin to imagine. And
what we are pursuing is a part of pressure, relentless pressure, to ensure that Biafra comes. How are we going to employ that pressure? There are only two ways to get your freedom in the history of the whole world. Freedom can be gotten only two ways. One is through the ballot box. In other words, people will contest and they will have Biafra Nationalist Party. Yes, as they have in Scotland. And then we vote for them. When they then go to the house or maybe go to Abuja, they will say, we are here under the mandate of Biafra Nationalist Party. Because of that, we want to go and conduct a referendum in order for us to be free. The other way, you fight. Either you go through the ballot box or you fight. Which option are we choosing? We have chosen to fight.
Simon Ekpa immediately. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Joko, has not committed any offense. Therefore, we demand for his immediate release. Free Mazi Simon Ekpa and free him now. No hand must stop Mazi Simon Ekpa from exercising his duty as a free man. Free Mazi Simon Ekpa.
For those of you who do not understand what we are doing, we are fighting for our freedom. And I believe that everyone in this life and in this world, wherever where you are, the country where you reside in, have a history. Now, I want every one of us here today and those who will listen to this particular speech to note one very important fact. Nigeria state came into being through conquest. This is a fact that nobody can change. Nigeria came into existence through conquest. And the forceful imposition of foreign rule, which denied the indigenous people in Niger area the opportunity to negotiate and choose what they wanted. That is the problem. We have lived with this foreign rule and this forceful union for decades, over 100 years. That is the problem. Now, I want everyone listening to me today to also understand that after this forceful union of Nigeria, called the amalgamation, successive regime, both before and after the shambolic independence, continue to hold the state together in a similarly forceful manner, the same pattern and the methodology that the conquest and invasion and the colonizers came in with. They're taught by the forceful and the barrels of the gun, they will continue to kill people for the unity of Nigeria. That also is the problem today. So, this impression that they are creating, that the country must remain as crafted, from the amalgamation by the colonialists, and that this country called Nigeria unity is non-negotiable. That is also the problem.
You claim you own businesses everywhere in Nigeria. For that reason, you want everybody to die. Nobody is above death. Death is going to visit everybody. Just have to pray that you live and make impact in this life. The impact that matters now, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is not the impact to make people millionaires. It is impact to make people to be alive. It is impact to make people to feel secure. It is impact to make people feel they are free. That is the biggest impact you can make. Millions are going to come. People will become millionaires when they are alive. Of what use is it? You make somebody millionaire today and tomorrow he died by gunshot from Fulani. Of what use will it be to the society? You pick up somebody and send him abroad and he come back to Nigeria and police will kill him. It is happening every day. Why do you want to continue to be part of a country like that? Why?
Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining us on this morning program. I appreciate everyone that have been sincerely joining us, our sincere members of the platform, those of us who are seeking for truth and sincerity, that are still following regardless the obstacles, regardless the challenges, regardless the temptations, regardless the attack right, left, and center. I appreciate every single one of you that is still standing strong. In the midst of all the storm, you are still there doing what you have to do. I appreciate you and I thank you so much for being there. For the sake of those who are going to come across our video for the very first time, or those who will be hearing from us for the very first time, we know the international communities are watching. Many other people are paying attention. I want you to know that this platform where you are watching this program, either on TikTok, on Facebook, or on YouTube, this very platform you're watching this program from is a platform that promotes the cause of Biafra. We promote the cause of Biafra. In this platform, we do not instigate violence. We don't preach hate. We do not attack people or individual. We do not come here for propaganda or blackmail of any sort. We do not fight against any religion or race. Whatever your orientation or your ideology might be, you are entitled to your opinion. What we do in this platform is to present the case of Biafra before the whole world, the truth and nothing but the truth. Say things the way they are and call the attention of the international community to the situation in Biafra land. That is what we have chosen to do, and we will continue to do so. So wherever you are watching us from, we welcome you, and we also give you the opportunity to join us, to express yourself, to ask your questions, to make your contributions. The only thing that qualifies you to join us on this platform is for you to be a human being. This platform is not for any group of people, not from any society, not from any section. It is for humanity. So wherever you are on this planet Earth, more especially those who are sincerely seeking for freedom, we are here for you. And if you have something to share with us, either a superior argument or a contribution, use the link and join us on the platform. Send in your request. We are going to bring you in and you will make your contribution. We are not here to gag you. Neither are we here to force you to believe what you do not want to believe. The choice remains yours. What you do, how you do them. I'm not here to dictate for you what to do and what not to do. All I'm here is to put more light in topics, put more light on issues so that you can understand it better, or you can have a time to go back, sleep over it and think over and over again before you make your decisions. That is why we're here. And we will continue to preach this gospel. It does not matter even if it is one person that is watching us. It doesn't matter if it is two people. It doesn't matter if nobody is watching. We are going to make the video and push it out there. And let Chukwu Okike by himself carry the message. If it wants it, if it wants listening to, people will definitely pay attention when the time comes. And everything that we say will bear witness for us, because every one of us will give account of our stewardship. Everyone will give account of our stewardship. A lot is going on. A lot is going on, and we cannot be silent. The atrocities of Nigerian government against the innocent citizens is increasing. The atrocities of Nigerian government against the Biafrans is increasing. The human rights abuse in Nigeria has skyrocketed. And nobody is going to speak about it. Nobody's going to talk about it if you and I did not talk about it. The conventional media have been hijacked and bought over. And as you know, they will never report anything that is of negative to the government. They will not. They always try to paint the government in a good light, whether they do good or they do bad. They are not there to hold the government accountable for their crimes. So when it comes to accountability, it is you, the ordinary citizens, you and I, we will continue to speak and expose their evil deed before the whole world. That is a promise. So we have come again today, as we always do, to continue to speak and talk about very, very important issues. One of the present issues that we have at hand, remember, is the case of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. It's something that is concerns everybody of us. It's our own case, so it's in our heart. So no matter any topic we have, we always come and speak about that. We always bring it in. We know that the lawyers of Mazi Simon Ekpa, through his permission, has communicated for the appeal. And we are hoping and expecting that that appeal is going to carry on. We are also hearing rumors, some people pushing propaganda that the appeal was rejected. I have not seen anything of such. Content creators, they are coming online to say that appeal was rejected. Some of you must have seen such false report. But as it stands today, with all information that we have, there is nothing like that existing. All we know is that Mazi Simon Ekpa had made a move for appeal. He has communicated verbally to his lawyers, and the process is on. We believe from now till October 1st that that very written demand for appeal is going to be there. That is certain. It is unfortunate that when it comes to the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa, we do not have enough information as we are supposed to. Things are very sketchy. Those whom we have in Finland who could have made it easier for us are not doing anything. They feel less concerned and information are not coming from them, not at all. Every single one of them that is based in Finland, who are Biafrans, who are supposed to take it upon themselves to at least get us the information of the true situation of things, of how the processes are going on, they are silent and they say nothing. The only place we can be able to get our information is by independently searching, independently making a research. And that is what I do also by myself. So from all the informations we have, we know that Mazi Simon Ekpa, from the information available, has communicated that he's going to go for appeal. And his lawyers are preparing for the appeal. As for those who are taking rumors that the appeal was rejected, I don't know where they got that from. I have not seen that. I have searched and verified. I couldn't find anything of such. So every one of us should mind what we believe. Mind what you're listening to. That is why I say people have to be very, very careful what you are listening to. Today, there are so many fake news out there. There are so many false informations out there. Some of them are close to truth, but they are not the truth. So that's why you must test every single information that comes your way before you believe it. Test every information. It is very important. We put every information to test so that we can be able to get the fact. That is the mile we have to go now, because as you all know, in the situation of Mazi Simon Ekpa, it's a very difficult one. And as I said, everything is shrouded in secrecy. Everything is shrouded in secrecy. But by the special grace of Chukwu, we are going to break through. And all is going to go well again. So my fellow Biafrans that are watching us today, we have come again. And the topic that we are coming with today says, Nigerians' deadly scam exposed. Nigeria deadly scam exposed. Why disintegration is the only path to peace. Why disintegration is the only path to peace. The Nigerian deadly scam that we all have known is making people believe that there is something called one Nigeria. That is a big scam, making the world believe that there is something called one Nigeria. Making the world believe there is something called a country Nigeria. There's nothing like that. There's nothing called one Nigeria. It doesn't exist anywhere. It does not exist. No matter how they try to put it, interpret it, push it forward, it does not exist. Why disintegration is the only path to peace. This is what we are going to discuss today, and we will try as much as possible to use the necessary means we have to discuss this very point. And you that is in the comment section, while you are there listening and watching, if you have a contribution to make, you click the link and I will bring you in to share your own views. Nigeria deadly scam exposed. Why disintegration remains the only solution to peace. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching me from, either from Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Russia, China, Biafra land, Nigeria, wherever you are watching me from, Biafran people, my fellow oppressed nations, and lovers of freedom worldwide. Today, I speak the truth the Nigerian state fear most. We will continue to speak the truth that Nigerian state fears most. What is that truth? That there is nothing called one Nigeria. One Nigeria is nothing but a scam. There is nothing called one Nigeria. There has never been something called one Nigeria, and there will never be something called one Nigeria. This is the bitter truth that they don't want to hear, but we will continue to speak that truth. We will continue to speak a truth the Nigerian state fears most. What is that truth? One Nigeria is a scam. Once you say it, they get uncomfortable because they know that you know what they know. There has never been anything called One Nigeria from, even before the amalgamation. Before the amalgamation, all the indices were there. All the indications were there that these people are not one people and will never, ever be one people. But for one reason or the other, the British continue to amalgamate and force people to come together to create a company that will run their business for them. For decades, they sold us this lie of unity. They sold the lie of unity to the world. They sold the lie of unity to people who are in that zoological republic. And some of them are buying it, even though they know that it is a scam, a lie from the pit of hell. They sold the lie of unity. But instead, we inherited bloodshed, terrorism, poverty, and oppression. That is exactly what Nigeria is. That is what you can gain from Nigeria. Instead of unity, the people inherited bloodshed, terrorism, poverty, oppression to the highest level. All these are facts. It is not a made-up story. Nigeria's destructive diversity is a strength. That is the language you always use. That Nigerian destructive diversity is a strength. But I tell you, the destructive diversity you are seeing in Nigeria is not a strength. It's not a strength and will never be a strength. When you hear diversity, 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 they preach it, they say it, but in the actual sense of it, it is not a strength. In fact, it is the failure of the zoo, and will continue to be the nemesis and failure of the zoo. If you like, you believe it. If you like, don't believe it. It is a fact that you cannot run away from. The destructive diversity in Nigeria is not a strength and can never be a strength. It is instead a death trap. A death trap that was set before you, before me. And some of us pretend not to see it, even though it is very clear in the open. Some of us sheepishly walk into that death trap, even though it's not hidden. But I urge you in the name of Chukwu Kabiam, time has come when we need to take back our strength, take back our life, and live the life we deserve to live. Nigerian diversity is a death trap. The time has come to tear down this fraudulent structure. This fraudulent structure of the zoo. It must be brought down. Using lasting peace through disintegration. That is the solution. Disintegration remains the only solution. That is why Biafra remains the only remedy. Because once you disintegrate the madness, things will fall in place, even without a fight. We must act now. We must act now, because if we don't, then it's going to be difficult. For us to build lasting peace through disintegration, we must prepare ourselves. If we do not act now, we perish together in silence. But if we rise, Biafra will live. Every one of us must rise. We must rise to defend our land. We must rise to be in our position where we are supposed to be. You must not allow the enemies to overpower you or take over the assignment that's given to you. No matter the challenges they bring, it will not finish. The challenges will continue, the obstacle will continue. For as long as you are living right. But the good thing is that there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So do not be discouraged. Wherever you are at this moment, listening to us, do not be discouraged. No matter the challenges you see, no matter the obstacles, do not be discouraged. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There is light at the end of the tunnel. My fellow Biafrans that are watching, wherever you are watching me from, the battle in our hand is not an easy one. It's not an easy one. We must tighten up our belt and be prepared to fight and fight like our life depends on it. Nigeria is a failed state that will never ever get back to its feet again. And Nigeria, if nothing is done, is going to destroy the world itself. Nigeria is already a global threat. A global threat. But for one reason or the other, the world has refused to pay attention. The world has refused. But are we going to chicken out? Are we going to say because they're not paying attention, we'll not do what we have to do? We have to do what we have to do. But I assure you that when this threat is coming, this threat that is coming, what is going to happen? It is not just to us, the Biafran people. It is going to affect the entire world. Nigeria is already a global threat, in case you do not know. I want us to listen to this broadcast of our Prime Minister.
And I'm going to throw a...
Your institutions are deteriorating, you know, you are living, and it was bound to happen. That
point in 31 minutes into this program, we have the topic of today. Nigeria is not just a threat to the indigenous people in Nigeria, but beyond. And what we have come to prove to you today is how Nigeria has become a global threat. We are going to do everything possible to make sure that Nigeria break up this year. I do not know about other ethnic nationalities, but at least I am speaking for Biafra people. And for that reason, we are going to do everything to make sure that we break away from Nigeria, either in peace or by war. When I say by war, some people are, they are going to be saying, why are you talking about war? Why are you talking about war? But I wanted to tell you something today. When Ojukwu led the defense of Biafra after 1967 war that lasted 3 years and ended in 1970, Ojukwu also said that Biafra can never get freedom without war. This particular position and understanding also has the German mercenary. The German mercenary in the name of Rolf Stenner. The Rolf Stenner, who was fighting for the far side of Biafra, made a very powerful historic statement when he said he did not see this country getting their freedom without war. And he went further to say that even though Biafra war may end, that Nigeria will go into war again. I want you people to understand that today we are already at war. We are already at war, but some of you are not seeing it. Some of you are not seeing that we are already at war. And most of the painful part of this war is that it is called a silent war, where some foolish and stupid and evil part of Biafra people in Nigerian army are also being used. And that is why we treat you as enemy. I want you all to understand that this year, 2023, they have already declared war on Biafra. So the only thing we are going to do is that we will also make it open. The war will no longer be secret. The war that they have declared on Biafra will no longer be secret. We are going to make the war open, and we are going to drag all these politicians that are actually facilitated this war into this particular war. They are not going to know peace. We will drag them into the killings in Biafra land, from the head to the tail, from the governors to the senators to all the House of Representatives, to the list of anybody representing anybody in Nigeria state from Biafra land. What we are going to do is not to declare war. The war has already been declared. But what we are trying to do is to make the war public. The secret war that has been going on in Biafra land, we are going to make it public. And when this...
And this was exactly why they hated Mazi Simon Ekpa. This is why Nigerian government connived with Finland to take Mazi Simon Ekpa. This is why they are charging Mazi Simon Ekpa for instigation. Because Mazi Simon Ekpa exposed the secret war they are fighting against the Biafran people. Mazi Simon Ekpa exposed the secret war Nigeria is fighting against the Biafran people without anybody knowing. They kept it secret. Even though they came to their national TV and announced it as a point in time. But this war has been going on secretly. No media coverage. Not the international media, not the investigative journalists, not the conventional media. None of them is reporting it. But Mazi Simon Ekpa took it upon himself to expose the secret war Nigeria is fighting. Mazi Simon Ekpa did not declare war. Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko did not declare any war against anybody. All he did was to expose the secret war they were fighting against Biafrans. And this is why Nigeria got mad. They connived with Finland to stop him from exposing the secret war they are fighting against the Biafrans. This is why they say Mazi Simon Ekpa is inciting. This is why they blackmail Mazi Simon Ekpa with incitement for terrorist intent. Mazi Simon Ekpa made it clear. And this war has been going on even before Mazi Simon Ekpa joined the IPOB. Even while Mazi Simon Ekpa was with Nigerian government, working for them. This war has been going on. Nobody pays attention to it. International communities don't pay attention to it. Conventional media, international media, none of them is giving an ear to it. And Mazi Simon Ekpa saw this and said, no, this will not continue. That if we must drag these people into this, we have to do so. And this is why They connived. They connived. This is why they came together. The Westerners, the British, used Finland to stop Mazi Simon Ekpa from making the secret war open. He never declared any war. Nigerian government declared war against its own people, against the Biafrans more especially, and Mazi Simon Ekpa made it open.
Public war, we are going to make it very public. Everybody is going to get part of their own share. We can no longer allow you to fight and declare war and be killing our people in the secret. We are going to make it open. And we are also going to make our defense open. The way we are defending our land and our lives, the lives of our people, we are going to be making it open from now.
And that was exactly what Mazi Simon Ekpa did. He made open the way Biafrans are defending themselves. It wasn't a secret. Self-defense is the right of everybody. It's the right of every human being. And we did not begin to hide and do the secret because it is our right. And he made it open. The defense of Biafra land. Our prime minister did not make it secret. He went ahead to do what he has to do. Created a liberation army to defend the land of Biafra according to law, according to international law. Not in disobedience, but in obedience to international law.
From now on, you are going to be watching how we defend Biafra land and how we defend ourselves against terrorist state. A terrorist state in the name of this government of Nigeria that sponsor terrorism through the military and police and their secret service. So, even though they hide under the government power to kill our people, our defense will also be we are going to be making them public. It is no longer something that you are going to be seeing in the secret. So it is open. For those who don't understand that we are at war, this war has been going on for as long as I know, since 2021. The war has been going on secretly. We fought the war all through 2021 to 2022. It has been going on secretly, and there have been secret assassination of Biafra people. There have been secret extermination of Biafra people. There have been killing and massacre, genocide against us. The war go through 2022, and now we are in 2023. And let me tell you, they are receiving it from us. We are dealing with them. We are dealing with them in Imo State. We are dealing with them in Anambra State. We are dealing with them in any place they have found joy in killing our people. And we will continue to deal with them. They will not tell you that story. They are not telling you the story, right? All they do is to go and burn innocent houses, innocent people's house and homes and villages and market. If they want to burn people, they should go and confront the revolutionary army of Biafra. We are ready to face them. They shouldn't be burning villages. The villages have not done anything to them. If they want to face us, they know where our armies are. They should go there and engage them. If they want to start fighting, they should go where our armies are and engage them. Burning the villages cannot stop what we are doing. Burning the villages and burning the market, I only call it economic jihad, cannot stop what we are doing, and they cannot stop Biafra from going out of Nigeria and exiting this year. So, but I did not come here to do something else. What I have come here this evening is to educate you on the threat that Nigeria poses to the global, globally, that Nigeria is a global threat. And the earlier you disintegrate this year, the better for the West, the better for America, the better for Asia, the better for any country that has developed. So I'm going to bring analysis on this particular position. And before I do that, I would like to bring the video of the son of Philip Effiong, who made a very historic quote
after the war that if Nigeria do not treat Biafra people very good and respect them, their children will rise up against them. And here we are. I am one of those children of Biafra that have rise up against Nigeria today. And I am not here to fight this freedom for long. This year will be the year we will do everything to drag Nigeria down. So I want all of you to listen as this man who is the son of Philip Effiong, analyze the situation of Biafra.
This is in-depth analysis.
And it was bound to happen that people would rise up. My father said it. He said, if you don't treat these Biafrans well, their children will rise up. So
he said, his father said it, that if you don't treat these Biafra children very well, their children will rise up. And we have risen up now. Let me play it again.
This is in-depth analysis.
And it was bound to happen that people would rise up. My father said it. He said, if you don't treat these Biafrans well, their children will rise up. So anybody that is acting as if they are surprised.
Are you hearing it? I am bringing this up for those who will be writing to the ICC, for those who will be writing to the United Nations. We are writing too. You are not the only one writing them. You are writing the United Nations. We are writing United Nations too. You are writing to the ICC about Simon Ekpa. We are writing to the ICC too. So any place you write, we will write too. So you are not the only one who know how to write. So I want you all to listen to the history that God is using us to fulfill today. And those people that are writing those nonsense, just make sure that you don't enter Biafra the first 5 years of Biafra declaration. Make sure you stay in exile until our anger against you will come down. After 5 years, it may even be more. Don't just dream of coming to Biafra, because the fight we are fighting today has taken the life of many. So if all you do is to sit in one small place in Germany or other places to be writing rubbish, countering Biafra freedom, make sure, because we have all your informations, we have your name, we have your everything, and just make sure you don't enter Biafra the first 5 years to 10 years of Biafra declaration. Don't enter. I am telling you the fact. We may not do like the Mossad. We may not do like Israel, like what they did in the past, hunting those who were sabotaging and who have become terrorists, killing Israelis all over the world. They hunted them in Europe. They hunted them anywhere they are. We are not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But what we are telling you is that as you have made yourself the two against the freedom of Biafra people, just remember where you are. Do not come. I'm just giving you a tip that don't come. Don't come. Remain where you are, because we know you all of you from A to Z. But this is not the time to address that. So I want everybody to listen to this.
This is in-depth analysis.
And it was bound to happen that people would rise up. My father said it. He said, if you don't treat these Biafrans well, their children will rise up. So anybody that is acting as if they are surprised, they're either ignorant or they don't want to face reality. So when the people rise up and begin to agitate, like IPOB and other groups, what you need to do is give them a space. What a true leader does is create space for dialogue. Now, one of the things I praise IPOB and other pro-Biafran groups for, because I know there have been others, is that they have finally brought this story to light. They played a key role, so they must be commended for doing that. Otherwise,
the Biafra story, which his father said that if you do not treat their parent good, their children will rise against you. He acknowledged that finally we have brought the Biafra story to life. I'm going to shock many people today with the exposition we are here to do. So we have just confirmed that this Biafra story
that many people were killed in order to even continue to kill today. Today, they have decided that if you talk about Biafra, you are dead. They're going to kill you. They're going to burn your house and everything. And that's exactly what is going on. But what little did they know that not even that can stop us. That can make us very strong. But now that we are going into an open confrontation, which is going to start very soon, I want everybody to listen because we are going to drag all of them into this. There will never be peace until you allow Biafra people to decide their fate in that region. It is the right. Where your rights stop is where other person's rights start. It's our right to freedom, and that is what we are fighting for. And if you think that you are more in number, you conduct a referendum and let us see how it goes. But I want everyone to listen to this particular analysis.
As nobody would care about the tragedy of our history. You know, a lot of people talk about Chimamanda's Half of the Yellow Sun as bringing the story to light. In a sense, yes. But even her book received the attention it did partly because of pro-Biafran groups and struggles. Self-determination is something that we must continue to aspire for. You know, it's not about young people only. It's not about any group of people. It's not about Igbos. It's about self-determination. And if you look at most of us here, we come from lands that provide Nigeria.
The person that you are hearing his voice is the son to General Effiong. This son to General Effiong have made so many videos in support of Biafra. That's one, again, I'm going to bring, the one that Nsima interviewed him. And you will hear what he said about Biafra. But I want you to ask yourself, an Igbo Biafran, don't our eternal general, Ojukwu, doesn't he have children? How many of his children has made a video in support of Biafra? Why is it that in the case of the Igbo Biafrans is always different? Today, the person that is in the front line of the predicament of our Prime Minister, Mazi Samoneba, is somebody who claimed to be the wife of our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu. How many of them have you seen speaking on a Biafran platform or to make a case for Biafra? How many of them? Our eternal leader have sons. He has families. Look at the son to General Effiong. He's not an Igbo Biafran. But he has been invited in so many Biafran platforms and he came up and spoke in support of Biafra. It is not necessary that he should come and join us and be part of what we are doing, but give your voice. It matters a lot. Let us continue to listen to him.
With majority of its wealth, and people have called us minorities, and we're tired of that. By the way, you also have oil on Igbo land, you know. So let's not let's make that fact clear, because it's also being used against the Igbos. The fact that they want to come and take other people's oil.
Did you hear that? He is making it very clear that you also have oil in Igbo soil. So anybody telling you do not listen to the Igbo because they want to take your oil is a complete fallacy. That is the propaganda that the ignorant people are flying all over social media. So, and he is a son to Philip Effiong, and that particular position, he has corrected it today, that Igbos also have oil in their soil. So anybody telling you we are fighting for Biafra because of oil is a propaganda. Do not believe that.
We need to understand that this is long-standing propaganda that goes back many years before many of us were born. This is propaganda that has demonized Igbos and has made us feel that we are somehow under the threat of Igbos. So that propaganda is still ongoing, even though the evidence shows that that's not true. And when I talk to my people, the things I tell them,
who's your real enemy? You've been given a state since 67, and you've given the opportunity to control your geographical space and your resources. How have your lives improved? Your lives have only gotten worse. The enemy is not Igbos. The enemies are within you, your right there in your state. The political and economic elite who are ready to sell you and sell their consciences to make a profit, to make wealth. You should recognize that those are your enemies. Those who would collude with foreign national oil companies to take your wealth away from you, so that your hospitals are in such bad shape. Your roads were horrible until Akpabio came and fixed most of them. Your institutions are deteriorating. You know, you are living in poverty. You can't even enjoy something as basic as electricity supply. So it is for us to redirect, refocus on the real enemy. And it's hard to say, you know, within this space. I understand that time is against us, but we need to refocus and recognize who the real enemy is. And the enemy is not the people that we've lived with in harmony for generations, but those who would work with our enemies to undermine our lives, even though some of those people are right within our families, are from our ethnic groups, are speaking the same languages as we are. Those are real. When we understand that that's the real enemy, I think that will help us to come together and focus on that enemy, and not focus on what propaganda has told us, which is that our neighbors, the Igbos, are our problem. Unfortunately, some of our people are buying into it and are actually turning against Igbos for that reason. If you look at people that were killed during the second coup, Major Ekanem, Major Isong, there's another name. There's someone. There was Major Rock. There was I'm trying to remember the name of someone from what is today the present Rivers State, and many others that people don't want to focus on because they want to make it seem as if it was just Igbos. Or what about the governor of the Western region? I'm trying to remember. And if someone remembers his name, let me know. He was with Ironsi when Ironsi was abducted. The name will come back. Fajui, that's his name. Yeah, Colonel Fajui. That's a Yoruba man that was killed. So the attacks, you can say in many ways they were primarily against Igbos, but they were not against Igbos because Igbos are Igbos. They were against Igbos because what they thought Igbos represented. These are the people that will challenge and prevent our complete domination and ownership of power. That's how they saw the Igbos, as people who wanted to control everything and take over power. And so anyone they felt was playing that role of trying to prevent them from gaining full power, they went after those people. That's why Fajui was killed. That's why there were attempts on my father's life. And my father had to flee from Kaduna in disguise and go to Lagos and eventually escape from Lagos to the east. Is he an Igbo man? No, my father can have.
He made a very important point here about the reason why Igbos are hated, the reason Igbos are being attacked at any point in time, the reason Igbos are seen as a threat. He just revealed that very reason. He just exposed it. That it is not just because you are an Igbo person. It is not just about that Igbo. It is because of what they represent. People that cannot keep silent and allow you to oppress them. People who will stand up to any situation and challenge it. People who are ready to challenge any authority. It doesn't matter who you are. And this is whom the Igbos are. And because that is what they represent, that was why Ottoman, what is it called? What is it called? The one that was interviewed by BBC said that we are domineering. That was why Amadou Bello used that very word, that we are domineering. So the purpose, the reason why some Yorubas today don't want to hear Igbo man, the reason why some Yorubas sponsored by Tinubu are bent on castigating and destroying the image of Igbos is because The Igbos are the ones who represents the force that can challenge anything that is wrong. Any power or force anywhere that comes, they will challenge it without looking back. They will push back. It doesn't matter how heavy, when you push them, they will push you back. And that is why the British is sponsoring everything that goes against the Biafran people, because they know the Biafrans more than you do. The reason why we are facing the hatred we are facing in Nigeria is just being exposed here by the son of Gerald Effiong. I want us to listen to him again in this very exposition that he made. Very, very important exposition he just made. Why we are hated. It is because of what we represent. It is not just about that tribe. Because he just hear him mention people who we are murdered in that cause. Even up to today, there are people that are facing the same persecution we are facing. They are not Igbos, but they are from the southeast because of what they represent. And there are some other people from the south also who, because of what they represent, they face persecution. We saw the way they also attack Adebanjo, the one that died some time ago. The persecution. They will relegate you. Once they see that you are one of those who can push back, they are going to fight you to anyhow. So it is because of what we represent. That is one of the major reasons that has been exposed in this very video. I want us to pay attention.
And when I talk to my people, the things I tell, who's your real enemy? You've been given a state since 1967, and you've given the opportunity to control your geographical space and your resources. How have your lives improved? Your lives have only gotten worse. The enemy is not Igbos. The enemies are within you, your right there in your state. The political and economic elite who are ready to sell you and sell their consciences to make a profit, to make wealth. You should recognize that those are your enemies. Those who would collude with foreign national oil companies to take your wealth away from you, so that your hospitals are in such bad shape. Your roads were horrible until Akpabio came and fixed most of them. Your institutions are deteriorating. You know, you are living in poverty. You don't have, you can't even enjoy something as basic as electricity supply. So it is for us to redirect, refocus on the real enemy. And it's hard to say, you know, within this space. I understand that time is against us, but we need to refocus and recognize who the real enemy is. And the enemy is not the people that we've lived with in harmony for generations, but those who would work with our enemies to undermine our lives, even though some of those people are right within our families, are from our ethnic groups, are speaking the same languages as we are. Those are real. When we understand that that's the real enemy, I think that will help us to come together and focus on that enemy, and not focus on what propaganda has told us, which is that our neighbors, the Igbos, are our problem. Unfortunately, some of our people are buying into it and are actually turning against Igbos for that reason. If you look at people that were killed during the second coup, Major Ekanem, Major Isong, there's another name. There's someone. There was Major Rock. There was I'm trying to remember the name of someone from what is today the present Rivers State, and many others that people don't want to focus on because they want to make it seem as if it was just Igbos. Or what about the governor of the Western region? I'm trying to remember. And if someone remembers his name, let me know. He was with Ironsi when Ironsi was abducted. The name will come back. Fajui, that's his name. Yeah, Colonel Fajui. That's a Yoruba man that was killed. So the attacks, you can say in many ways they were primarily against Igbos, but they were not against Igbos because Igbos are Igbos. They were against Igbos because what they thought Igbos represented. These are the people that will challenge and prevent complete domination and ownership of power. That's how they saw the Igbos, as people who wanted to control everything and take over power. And so anyone they felt was playing that role of trying to prevent them from gaining full power, they went after those people. That's why Fajuyi was killed. That's why there were attempts on my father's life. And my father had to flee from Kaduna in disguise and go to Lagos and eventually escape from Lagos to the east. Is he an Igbo man? No, my father can hardly make could hardly make a sentence in Igbo. You look at the structure, the leadership of Biafra, the secretary to the government, Enu Akpan and Ibibio Man as well. You look at people who play diplomatic roles like Mr. Kobara. I think he's an Ogoni man. Or think about the person who even came up with the name Biafra, Chief Opigo. Or think about one of the major propagandists in Biafra, Okokondem. Think about one of the greatest respected field commanders, Colonel Achibong. How many of these people are Igbos? You know, so it is ridiculous. And that's how the Eastern government was on several levels. I agree, you know, with people who say, well, you know, the Igbos occupied, you know, many key positions. That's true, but not only the Igbos. You know, there were many others, some of whom I've mentioned, and the people I've mentioned were already in the Eastern government. There's the late Ekogin Ambasi, a lawyer. He was also quite significant in the Eastern region, played a number of diplomatic roles before the war. And in the war, I think he headed the Anang province and was also a militia officer. And a lot of these people were together in that body that came and demanded that it is time for us to break away. We're not wanted in this country. We need reassurance. We need safety. We're not getting it. And so we can't continue to exist in fear. We can't continue to exist in a situation where our lives are constantly destroyed. You know, I was a little boy in Enugu before the war. That's where some of the earliest battles took place. And I remember people marching on the streets and they were singing, you know, we are Biafrans fighting for survival in the name of Jesus. We shall conquer. And I remember those people. Sometimes we'll just march beside them. A lot of them were from a range of backgrounds. You could see traders there. You could see landlords. You could see teachers. So this nonsense about this thing being about the Igbos and the Igbo elite is crap. It's absolute crap, and it's one of those distortions that people use not just to denigrate Biafra, but to divide us.
Wow, that's exactly what we are talking about. Haven't listened to Philip Effiong's son, you know, saying it exactly the way it is. What they used to divide us. And, you know, he's a Biafran. So he's just trying to tell those who claim that in the Igbo, they are looking for Biafra because of oil to understand that we also have oil in Igbo land. And we are not after the oil. We are going to have what we call brain-based economy. Come and fight for your freedom and take your oil. We're not interested in that. Now, this is one of it. Now we are going into the analysis of the day, which is Nigeria, a global threat. Nigeria, a global threat, and why Nigeria must disintegrate this year to enable lasting peace. When Nigeria become a global threat, you know what that means. But before we go into that, I would like to play one audio. This audio is in Finnish. This audio was recorded, is a report from a journalist from Finland in 1968, where it was said that Biafra is going to fight war again. And the prediction of Biafra or Nigeria going into war again is happening this year. The only difference is that this war
is not going to be Biafra Nigeria war. It is going to be the indigenous people in Nigeria versus the Fulani terrorists. And that's
I want you to pay attention to this part. This was a program that Master Simon Ekpa held. When some of us think that Finland doesn't know what they are doing, Finland has completely sold their soul and they know what they are doing. Whatever you see them doing today, it's because of economic interest, nothing else. Whatever pronunciation of judgment against Master Simon Ekpa and all these their mushroom court discussions, they are doing it for interest purposes. The video that is going to play now is an interview, an investigation that was done, something that was written by a Finnish man, I think even in Finnish language. So they wouldn't say they don't understand. I want you to pay attention and listen. This was one of the programs that Master Simon Ekpa did that created the raising of eyebrow, that shocked the zoo, the exposition that blew them off their feet. And they began to run from pillar to pole. The British begin to go to work for them. I want you to pay attention.
exactly what is happening. And it is going to lead to the disintegration of Nigeria for peace to come to the entire Sahel region. And by extension, to the West and to America, that Nigeria is going to sponsor terrorism if you do not disintegrate Nigeria today. I want everybody to listen to the reporter from Finland.
Nigerian liittovaltiosta eronneen Biafran takaisin palauttamiseksi käyty sota on nyt raivunut 14 kuukautta ja Biafran alue on pienentynyt kolmannekseensa. Liittovaltion joukot ovat katkaisseet kaikki maa- ja meriyhteydet ulkomaailmaan ja ainoa tie ulos Biafrasta kulkee lentokentän kautta. Biafran nykyisin 11-miljoonainen kansa taistelee pienellä muutaman 10 000 miehen armeijallaan monta kertaa suurempaa Nigerian liittovaltion armeijaa vastaan, joka armeija kuitenkaan sekään ei ole eurooppalaisen mittapuun mukaan suuri. Sotaa käydään melkein yksinomaan teitä pitkin ja biafralaiset ovat joutuneet perääntymään kuukausi kuukaudelta, kilometri kilometriltä, hitaasti, mutta varmasti. Suurimmat taistelut käydään tällä hetkellä eteläisellä rintamalohkolla ja vastakkain armeijoiden komentajina ovat siellä raakuudestaan kuuluisa kenraali Adekundle Nigerian puolella ja saksalaissyntyinen ammattisotilas kenraali Rudolf Steiner biafralaisten puolella. Rudolf Steiner on 38-vuotias Ranskan muukalaislegioonan entinen kersantti, joka tuli Biafraan viime joulukuussa ja nimitettiin nykyiseen asemaansa elokuussa. Viime torstaina hän kuvasi Abassa sotilaallista tilannetta omalla lohkollaan seuraavaan tapaan.
Wenn wir genauso viel Waffen und Munition hätten wie der Feind, in drei Monaten wäre der Krieg zu Ende.
Aber nun?
Nun, das kommt drauf an. Ich rechne mit Hilfe.
Jos meillä olisi yhtä paljon ammuksia ja aseita kuin vihollisella, loppuisi sota 3 kuukaudessa, sanoo kenraali Steiner. Mutta nyt lasken kaiken avun varaan, vaikka tästä asiasta ei ole esitettävissä mitään kouriin tuntuvaa. Nykyisellä avustusmäärällä, jonka me saamme, ja jos se pysyy ennallaan, sota kestää 1–5 vuoteen. Uskon, että aivan lähiaikoja ajatellen sissisota on ainoa tai paras keino vapauttaa tämä maa eräänä päivänä.
I want you to understand, this is the only thing I want you to listen. And this is the only thing I want to interpret. Senator Rolf Steinel said it very clear that he believed that Biafra will be free from Nigeria, but that will not happen without war. He believed also that someday Biafra, Nigeria is going to go into war again for the second time. And by then, Biafra will be freed. You see, it is important for you to follow history. Follow history so that you will not be misled. The Rolf Steiner said from his experience that there is no way Nigeria will remain as one country. That one day Nigeria will go into war again and Biafra will get freedom. And they're going to get that freedom through war. As I'm talking to you now, the war have started. The war that this Rolf Steiner was predicting, including Ojukwu was predicting, have already started. You are not seeing it. We will make it public now. From today, we're going to be making this war. Of course, you see the way they are burning, they are burning our places and all that. That is war going on. Apart from the fact that they are killing our young men and all that, war is already going on. But what I want to tell you is that
now you can understand the intentional involvement of Finland into this case. This was a report that was given by a Finnish journalist as far back as 1968. 1968, during the Civil War. This man gave this prediction. A Finnish man in Finland language, a very big journalist. And with all these informations that Finland has, with everything that they know, Finland still have the gut to work with Nigeria against Biafra. And by the way, do you know that the wife of Alestor is a British? How many of you know that the wife of Alestor is a British woman? Now you understand why was it Abraham? I think Abraham warned his children not to marry from a certain region. You see why some people were warning their children, don't marry from here, don't marry from there. Do you know that the wife of Alestor is a British woman? Now, with every information that Finland has about Biafra, even their own journalists reporting as far back as 1968. But today, Finland is the one that is in the front line to make sure that Biafra doesn't come to materialize. Even though they know that Biafra must come. At a point in time, Biafra must come by fire, by force. They know. A journalist investigated and saw it clearly and predicted it. A Finnish journalist. This is just one. There was one of the women again that attended one of the Igbo celebration that they did in Finland when our Prime Minister was their chairman. The woman also explained how she worked as a humanitarian worker in Biafra land during that Civil War. She was in Biafra land throughout the Civil War. A very old woman. I still have the video of the woman here. But with all this information, this was one of the expositions that blew their feet. They begin to run helter-skelter and begin to say, if they don't stop this man, if they don't drive him away, they shut down his social media network. It didn't work. Shut down YouTube. It didn't work. He went to Twitter. They begin to plan. The next thing is to stop him from coming out completely. But we will never be silent.
They are also going down. They come to kill in our land. We also defend ourselves. And they are not finding it easy. They are too ashamed to say it. They are too ashamed to make it public. So the secret war has been going on for 2 years. A lot of you don't know what you call insecurity is not insecurity. You know, they present it. They come to tell you this one is a criminal, that one is a criminal. That war is that some kidnappers are there. There is nothing like that. What you see,
and this is exactly what that woman, a journalist in Biafra land, that our lady, that Biafran woman that is the journalist that always speak the truth. The same thing she said, that there is another Biafran war going on in Biafran territory without people knowing. So it is not just Pastor Simon that said it. That woman is still saying it tomorrow. The last report she brought, after she went and made that research, she said, "Now, that was the language she used." That wherever you are as an Igbo person, know that Hausa Watagoka. She came out and said this same thing that was what she was saying. That woman was saying that there is a Biafran war. Second Biafran war is already going on. I will look for the video, maybe I'll see it and play it so you can hear. This is why they took Mazi Samuel away, because he was making the secret war open. Mazi Samuel vowed to make the secret war open, and he continued to make the secret war they are fighting against Biafra. He made it open for the world to see what is happening. And he went ahead, he was sharing it on X, showing them the secret war that they're fighting, that they came on national TV to declare. The Nigerian conventional media never went one day to go and see how they are carrying out this their jungle warfare, this their symmetric warfare. They never go. They sit in their office and they will write script for them to read, and they read, and that's what they do. And Mazi Samuel decided to make it public for the world to know what is going on in Biafra land. And because they don't want people to know. They don't want people to know. That is why Finland sold their conscience, even though they have this information. And they are bent on holding down Mazi Samuel. It is a shame.
Going on is war. And now that we are going to make this war public, you will understand the dimension of things. That what you think is insecurity are not actually insecurity. That are already what we call secret war. So I'm going to play it again for you people to listen. But of course, I'm not playing this for those who don't understand Finnish. I'm playing it for those who understand Finnish. But the only thing I want to interpret...
Let Finnish people, Finland government, look, stop. I hope he's hearing it.
Announced or they reported that Rolf Stenner, the German mercenary, said that Nigeria will go to war again and Biafra will one day get freedom, but it must come through war. I want you to listen to that again for the second time.
Kuukautta, ja Biafran alue on pienentynyt kolmannekseensa. Liittovaltion joukot ovat katkaisseet kaikki maa- ja meriyhteydet ulkomaailmaan, ja ainoa tie ulos Biafrasta kulkee lentokentän kautta. Biafran nykyisin 11-miljoonainen kansa taistelee pienellä muutaman 10 000 miehen armeijallaan monta kertaa suurempaa Nigerian liittovaltion armeijaa vastaan, joka armeija kuitenkaan sekään ei ole eurooppalaisen mittapuun mukaan suuri. Sotaa käydään melkein yksinomaan teitä pitkin ja biafralaiset ovat joutuneet perääntymään kuukausi kuukaudelta, kilometri kilometriltä, hitaasti, mutta varmasti. Suurimmat taistelut käydään tällä hetkellä eteläisellä rintamalohkolla ja vastakkain armeijoiden komentajina ovat siellä raakuudestaan kuuluisa kenraali Adekundle Nigerian puolella ja saksalaissyntyinen ammattisotilas kenraali Rudolf Steiner biafralaisten puolella. Rudolf Steiner on 38-vuotias Ranskan muukalaislegioonan entinen kersantti, joka tuli Biafraan viime joulukuussa ja nimitettiin nykyiseen asemaansa elokuussa. Viime torstaina hän kuvasi Abassa sotilaallista tilannetta omalla lohkollaan seuraavaan tapaan.
Wenn wir genauso viel Waffen und Munition hätten wie der Feind, in drei Monaten wäre der Krieg zu Ende.
Aber nun?
Nun, das kommt drauf an. Ich rechne mit Hilfe.
Jos meillä olisi yhtä paljon ammuksia ja aseita kuin vihollisella, loppuisi sota 3 kuukaudessa, sanoo kenraali Steiner. Mutta nyt lasken kaiken avun varaan, vaikka tästä asiasta ei ole esitettävissä mitään kouriin tuntuvaa. Nykyisellä avustusmäärällä...
And this one is very important as well. Rolf Stenner said that if Biafra had arms and ammunition, that they would defeat Nigeria within 3 months. But because there were no arms and ammunition, the situation suggests that this war may last up to 5 years. You see, there's something they are afraid of today. When you talk, they tell you, where is the weapon? Not that they don't actually want to fight Biafra to free, but they will ask you, where is your weapon? Yet, there are many Biafrans who call themselves Igbo billionaires, always parading themselves on social media, and they are only on celebrity, and they are parading themselves, and they claim they get money. They claim they have money. They claim they are wealthy, yet they don't want to bring the money to fight for the freedom of their people. When you talk, they will tell you where is the arms and ammunition. And they want to compare themselves with the Israelis. Why Israel, why the Jewish businessmen in America came together, brought their money. They brought money during the time when Israel went to war for the liberation of Israel. They brought money. They had money, the Jewish people in America. Today, when you talk about the Biafra people, they ask you, where do you have the weapon? Not that they don't know that you actually need to fight to get your freedom, but they will want you to say, where is your weapon? Only when you show them weapon, they are going to support you. Is that not stupidity? But we're not going to look at them. There is something that we are going to do to them when the time comes. But I'm telling you today that you see, we will surprise all of you very soon. When we will come out, you are going to look for us and we will not be reachable. I want everybody to watch this.
Jonka me saamme, ja jos se pysyy ennallaan, sota kestää 1–5 vuoteen. Uskon, että aivan lähiaikoja ajatellen sissisota on ainoa tai paras keino vapauttaa tämä maa eräänä päivänä. Nigerialaisilla on Aban rintamalla noin 30 000 miestä ja meillä on 5 000 miestä, sanoi Steiner. Nigerialaisilla on tykistöä, englantilaisia Saladin panssareita ja Ferret panssariautoja. Heillä on kaikkea, mitä tarvitaan nykyaikaisen sodan käymiseen. Meillä on tykistöä, mutta ei granaatteja. Olemme saaneet 5–6 tykkeä sotasaaliksi, muuten olemme käsiaseiden varassa. Vihollinen on nyt rauhallisempi, sen eteneminen pysäytettiin 2 päivää sitten. Ennen sitä pojillemme annettiin määräys pitää asemansa ja annettiin 2 panosta. Ymmärrättehän, miten siinä käy. Minä en ainakaan yrittäisi ottaen huomioon senkin, että toinen näistä on säilytettävä itseä varten, sanoo Steiner.
Pour défendre la position, vous voyez ce que c'est? Alors c'est très difficile, psychologiquement parlant. Je me mettrai pas moi avec 2 cartouches pour tenir un front, vu que je tiendrai la dernière pour moi, vous comprenez? C'est problématique.
Muiden lehtimiesten takia Steiner vaihtoi välillä puhumansa kielen ranskaksi. Hän kertoi menevänsä silloin torstai-iltapäivänä Oken rintamalle, joka Steinerin mielestä on tärkeämpi kuin Aban rintama. Aba on poliittinen tavoite. Abassa on vain osoitettava, että vihollinen ei kykene menettelemään mielensä mukaan. Mutta toisella rintamalla on torjuttava vihollisen strategisia päämääriä. Sieltä käsin se voi yrittää eristää Ibomaan itäosan kokonaan. Ja silloin sotilaallinen vastarinta voi kokonaan luhistua. Tässä vaiheessa ei vielä voida siirtyä tavanomaista sodankäynnistä sissisotaan. Sodankäynti on täällä erilaista, sanoo Steiner. Henkilökohtaisesti en epäröisi tappaa nigerialaista, joka on tappamassa siviiliväkeä, mutta kun esimerkiksi haavoittunut vihollissotilas joutuu käsiimme, pidän luonnollisena, että noudatamme kansainvälisiä sopimuksia, vaikka emme olekaan niissä sopimuspuolina. Nigerialaisethan ovat sitoutuneet noudattamaan niitä, mutta eivät käytännössä tee niin, väittää Steiner.
Now, I do not need to go more into this particular report from Finland in 1968. I'm going to make this full report, which is about 16 minutes, available to every Biafran on YouTube. So we are going to stream it live on YouTube, and it's just about 16 minutes. And this is the national broadcasting of Finland called Yle. So it is there, available in their archive. And I want you also to listen to how we start this exposition this evening, how Nigeria is a global threat and why it must end this year for peace to reign. I want every one of you to pay very much attention to what we're about to do.
Right. We have been, we have activated the membership only because of the people constituting nuisance here. All right. I want you all to understand this. We are about to start one of the, best expositions so far on how Nigeria has become a global threat. Now, this particular video you are about to listen was recorded a few years ago.
They're willing to cooperate because of that, because they know each other, because there's some tribal ties and engagements that allow them to work together, whereas in other parts of the world they have different objectives and a little bit different view. And so that tends to bring Islamic State and Al-Qaeda into conflict. Here, they're able to overcome that, and that's what, and work for a common purpose in their mind.
Now, he is explaining that in Nigeria, in Sahel, in Africa, the Islamic State has been able to overcome their differences, and they are now working for the same purpose. And this has happened only in Nigeria and the Sahel region. The Al-Qaeda, the Islamic State, and all terrorists have been able to overcome their differences in that Nigeria and in the entire region. And the reason why they overcome their differences is because they want to make Nigeria their safe haven. I want you all to listen to this.
Mike, after the fall of Kabul,
we are having a very important, very, very important exposition today. Because some of you do not understand what is going on, and you need to understand what is going on. All right, so now we go. We are going to start by playing the first video, or the second video, sorry. Or let's say the first video. Yeah.
They're willing to cooperate because of that, because they know each other, because there's some tribal ties and engagements that allow them to work together, whereas in other parts of the world they have different a little bit different view. And so that tends to bring Islamic State and Al-Qaeda into conflict. Here, they're able to overcome that, and that's what, and work for a common purpose in their mind. I think long term, and we don't know when this will happen, but long term they want to establish themselves, they want to establish a caliphate, and they are willing, we know they have not only the desire, but the will to attack the United States.
Are you hearing that? This man, the general from the US, confirmed that with what is happening in Nigeria today, that they know that Boko Haram, Islamic State, Al-Qaeda, all of them have joined forces together in Nigeria to overrun Nigeria. And then after that they are going to attack the United States and the West. That is the reason why you see Nigeria a global threat, and why it must be dissolved this year, 2023, for lasting peace. So now, when you dissolve Nigeria, what this general predicted that is going to happen many years ago, of course, it's already happening. So when you dissolve Nigeria, you are actually saving the attack against America. When you dissolve Nigeria, you are actually saving attack against the West.
When you dissolve Nigeria, you are also saving the life of African people. You are also saving the life of Biafrans. So you see, what we are fighting for is not the presidency of Nigeria. It's not to resource control. We are fighting for survival. We are fighting to safeguard our unborn children and unborn generation. This is what many people don't understand. That with what is going on today, we have gone over those, beyond those things of resource, be Nigeria better, because we are now fighting for survival. It is when you are alive, you can do something. So that is the reason why we are going to put our life online, to make sure that we do not validate Nigeria in Biafra territory this year. So I want you people to understand that with this analysis and what you are going to watch again, you will understand that Nigeria has become a global threat. And this is manifesting every day by day.
But long term, they want to establish caliphate, and they are willing. We know they have not the will to attack the United States in the West.
You said that they will establish a caliphate. Establish this caliphate that they know, the Americans know, that what is going on in Nigeria, that they are willing to attack the United States and attack the West. And that's exactly what they are going to do. So by the time they lay their hand on our resources, by the time they are in control and in charge of our resources, they will be shipping and exporting terrorists to America and to Europe. And you'll be seeing terrorist attack everywhere. That is the idea. That is the plan. And exactly what is going on today. Now, I want you all to listen to this man again.
I think long term, and we don't know when this will happen, but long term they want to...
He said long time, and that he don't know, that they don't know when this thing is going to happen. Today, I am telling America Intelligence Agency that that thing they said they don't know when it is going to start happening has started happening now. He said here that he don't know when it will happen. He said they don't know when it will start happening. So I am calling the attention that it is happening now. And that is why everybody must keep quiet. Why we make sure we dissolve Nigeria this year. You must keep quiet. Don't interfere. Since you cannot bring solution, don't interfere. We have the solution and we are going to solve our problem by ourselves. Nobody should interfere anywhere. If you bring arms to support Nigeria, we will fight you. Because I know by the time we start, many countries will come. It is the best interest of everybody is fighting for interest. So by the time we start this fight this year, which already started, we only want to make it public, you are going to come to us. If you like, go and supply Nigeria with weapons and let us see who is going to fight and use your weapon to fight against us. You are going to fight a war that you can never win. Because as I'm talking to you today, every indigenous people in Nigeria, everybody want out. The same thing you are scared of, it is something the other tribe in Nigeria are scared of. So we are ready. But what we are saying is that do not interfere. If you interfere, we will fight you. We will fight you. It doesn't matter who you are. Whether you are America, we are going to make friends with your enemy and fight you back. It is going to happen. And I just pray that it doesn't go to that extent. So keep away, keep yourself away. Since all of you, the America, Europe, everybody is quiet. Just remain silent and allow us to fight our fight and get our freedom this year. As simple as that. Whether we are going to kill ourselves is not your business. Because you have demonstrated not to be your business. You have demonstrated that the only thing that matters to you is our natural resources. So keep quiet. European Union must keep quiet. The United Nations must keep quiet. You know, when I speak like this, some idiots in Finland, so those who don't know their left and right, who cannot even stand me, they will be, hiding in their wardrobe and be writing nonsense. I said, we are going to play the audio of the meeting we had in Finland. So there is nothing like Igbo community. Igbos don't have community in Finland. What we have in Finland is Igbo Union in Helsinki, Igbo Union in Turku, Igbo Union in Vasa. There is nothing like Igbo community. And that is why all these Fulani propagandist media, like Vanguard News, will be writing rubbish. Somebody who is Kisilogy, nobody who knows Kisilogy, will put his name in a paper and they are writing it. They only end on social media. On social media. The only thing they achieve is that I'm talking about it like this. They can't do nothing. These are non-entities. These are the people that I know. And they know my capacity. They know me. They know the capacities of Biafrans in Finland. They hide the other, you know, the thing is that some people don't even know the people that they are calling Igbo community. People that don't have nothing. People that are worthless individuals. In the meeting, the other one was, you know, we are going to post every picture of those who are in that meeting. We'll post all their pictures for Biafrans to see them. Because when we were in the meeting, it was supposed to be a secret meeting and would never arrive at any resolution. The meeting, when we arrived at meeting, everybody dropped their phone. Everybody dropped their phone. Nobody went to the meeting hall with phone. They were asking questions. I responded and addressed every single question they asked. And they were happy. Even the so-called Kisilogy, very sluggish and very stupid guy, all of them, I addressed their question. And then after that, him, the so-called Kisilogy, went and physically assaulted one of the Biafra elderly men, elder in that place, kicked his courtroom. These are the people that they will put their name on a paper and Vanguard will carry it. Because everything that is against Samonekpa, whether it's a doggo, they are going to carry it. Whether it's a mbe, whether it's a tortoise, they are going to carry it. Whoever writes anything against Samonekpa, just write something. Just say you are writing against Samonekpa. Then you have made name. They're going to carry you on Vanguard. Vanguard is what they are. Sahara Reporter, everybody will carry it. Just, if you want your name to be on Nigerian newspaper, just write against Samonekpa, you are there. But you see, not everything will address. There are things that will address itself. First of all, there is no Igbo community in Finland. There is no address. There is nothing like Igbo community in Finland. What you have in Finland is Igbo Union. And the people that made Igbo Union in Finland was not where these whole people who wrote this nonsense, where they were not there. I was the chairman of Igbo Union for 4 years. All the ex-chairmen that was in that meeting, nobody was. Everybody, with the meeting, everybody left. And the next thing is that they were, because that was exactly the reason. First of all, they shared secular, and the secular was being shared in all Nigeria, all this Nigeria P2B WhatsApp group. These are the people who cannot make ordinary press release for the killing in Alibo. I want to tell you people one story. These people, Finland, you see, some years back, we bought wheelchair to send to Alibo. These are the people that are writing about Igbo. We bought wheelchair to send to Alibo. And after we bought wheelchair, they begin to argue which state we should send the wheelchair. Some people say Enugu. Some people say Ebonyi. Some people say Imo State. Some people say Anambra. Some people say, oh, there are some people in Abia State. They begin to drag where to send wheelchair that Igbo Union in Finland bought. Before that wheelchair was even launched, the man that is writing as assigning as a chairman of Igbo Union today sabotaged it. He made sure that the Igbo Union chairman then did not succeed. At the end of the day, After 2 good years or 3 good years, the wheelchair was packed and they are looking for where to send the wheelchair to. At the end of the day, the wheelchair was shipped to Nigeria. Now, share the wheelchair to the people who call themselves Igbo Union in Finland. They did not share wheelchair. For many years, it was me, Simon Ekpa, that single-handedly bought the wheelchair from Igbo Union in Finland. I bought the wheelchair. Before I bought those wheelchairs, all the wheelchairs were, all of them were just, they have been, rust. The rust is everywhere. I bought the wheelchair, all of them, I bought the wheelchair. And I sent it to Ebonyi State to be given to people that are handicapped. Igbo Union of Finland could not send ordinary wheelchair. They could not decide where to send this wheelchair. I single-handedly bought it from them many years back. Today, these are the people that will come to write about Igbo. Have you ever heard anything about Finland, about Igbo Finland? It is because of this Biafra struggle that you are hearing Igbo Finland now. Do you know where Finland is? Do you know that there is something like Finland before? It is because of this Biafra. These are people who are worthless, non-entities. People that can't talk when I'm talking. They will hide themselves and write sign signature. They say Igbo Union. Did you see logo? Have you not seen the thing they say a letter from Igbo community? Is that how Igbo community should be? It is just desperation. Desperate. Igbo community that doesn't have logo. Igbo community that doesn't have address. Igbo community that just write in paper. Isn't that not an insult? There is nothing like Igbo community in Finland. Like I'm saying it now, it's in public. They could not, this Igbo Finland, Igbo Union in Finland, they could not, nothing. When I was the chairman, I was the one that saw the offer. When I was the chairman of Igbo Union in Finland, Finland recognized Igbo Union. We were inducted into Finland 100 years anniversary. I did it, including finance. I got finance from Finland to support Igbo Union. How many of them have done it? So all this nonsense, people that are worthless, non-entity, they just carry them. We are Igbo Union, executive. The other one, they call Obi West, carrying paper, writing rubbish. So people that cannot stand where people are talking. But when I will remember them is coming, not now. We are fighting for Biafra. Shebi Obi, is it not February? February. I will keep quiet and watch them. Let us finish this. Let us finish this fighting. We are going to fight. Nigeria is not going to conduct election in Biafra land. After that, we are going to count how the going forward is, how it's going to be. So disregard anything Igbo community. There is nothing like Igbo community. These are non-entities, people that have nothing to offer to the community that they claim they are the executive. They have nothing to offer. Not brain, not wisdom, nothing to offer. Ordinary wheelchair, not even new wheelchair, old wheelchair. Achikota Tingwom wheelchair. These people could not share to Ndibu. And I handedly bought it from them and shared to people in Ebonyi State. I did it, and I'm proud of that. And I will do it again tomorrow because they have nothing to offer. They will now write because Obi is contested. Some of them are from Anambra. Like the one Obi West that was writing rubbish that day. He's from Anambra. When you make yourself the enemy, we will tell you that you are our enemy. And we are going to do that enmity very well. I am a Makesa Rarala too. I know where to be punching some of them. Don't worry. So, I want you people to understand that the face where this struggle is now is not a face. They think that we are, it is what we, come and talk. You are just on social media, blog, and we are going to shock them. I want you people to understand what we are doing now is to save life, to save globe, to save the world, to save America, to save the West. Because if you allow Nigeria to stay the way it is today, it will become the worst thing that will happen to this planet. And once they lay their hand on the resources in our land, Fulanize us, turn out into Islamic State, it becomes a problem to America and to the West. And we don't want that. It is not because we are fighting for America. We are not fighting for America. We are not fighting for the West. We are fighting for ourselves. But by extension, our action today will save the America. Our action today will save the West. But we are not fighting for the West. They can fight for themselves. And I want you people to understand this. I want you to listen and pay attention very, very attentively.
Objectives and a little bit different view. And so that tends to bring Islamic State and Al-Qaeda into conflict. Here, they're able to overcome and common purpose. I think long term, and we don't know when this will happen, but long term they want to establish themselves. They want to establish a caliphate, and they are willing. We know they have not only the desire but the will to attack the United States and the West. And so if we're unable to disrupt them, if we're unable to disrupt their efforts, you give them that saving, you give them the opportunity to develop their external operations, to develop their capabilities, and then you combine that with what I believe they're trying to do is find a source of reliable income that they can establish that through either kidnap for ransom, what they're doing now. They can get access to the gold mines that are throughout.
Are you hearing that? That what the terrorists were doing is to find source of income. To find source of income. They can lay their hand on gold. They can do kidnapping for ransom like Gumi. The Gumi have been supporting them to be kidnapping for ransom so that they will sustain the war, including the one the government is giving them. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That they want to go into this criminality, into this particular criminality by mining, like you know, in Sambisa Forest, they say there is what we call Californium. Californium, 1 gram of it is $7 million. So you see how Boko Haram have sustained the war. Californium is in Sambisa Forest. Have you not heard about it? So everything this man said here, he thought it is going to happen after 2023, after 2030. He was thinking that this is going to happen after 2030. So I am here this evening to inform them it is happening already. There is nothing like 2030. It is happening already, and we must not allow Nigeria to exit 2023. Never. I want everybody to listen. It is a fight for survival. Fight for survival.
What I believe they're trying to do is find a source of reliable income that they can establish that through for ransom, what they're doing now, access to the gold mines, that they start accessing the smuggling networks that run north to south from the Gulf of Guinea up that if it's left unchecked, it could very easily develop into a greater threat and a greater threat to the West and the United States.
Do you hear that? That if they allow Nigeria, of course not Nigeria, if they allow these terrorists to continue, if they are going to be a great threat to the West and to the United States. So what we are doing is actually helping them because they don't have solution to it. The only solution is the disintegration of Nigeria, which will disintegrate the interest of this particular terrorist that they will not pose threat to the West and America.
The West, but it's very destabilizing to the region. And I believe that if it's left unchecked, it could very easily develop into a greater threat and a greater.
It has developed. It has developed into a greater threat. He said it is not checked. It can develop into a threat. It has actually developed into a greater threat. That is what I'm
realizing to the region. And I believe that if it's left unchecked, it could very easily develop into a greater threat and a greater threat to the West and the United States.
Now, you have just heard that. Let us listen to this one.
Mike, after the fall of Kabul, you were on this program and you correctly forecast that the Taliban knew where al-Qaeda's leader was inside Afghanistan.
Right.
So I'm wondering what your thought is about where the emerging terror threat is now.
So one of the major affiliates of al-Qaeda, it's called al-Qaeda in the Indian subcontinent. The leader of that group, the deputy of that group, and the top recruiter of that group are today in Afghanistan. So al-Qaeda is a problem that needs to be watched in Afghanistan. The bigger problem in Afghanistan at the moment is ISIS. And ISIS, almost weekly attacks inside Afghanistan. The biggest worry is that they are increasingly recruiting from neighboring countries. And those individuals, particularly Tajikistan, those individuals are coming in where they're getting training from ISIS. And the concern is that they might leave Afghanistan, go back to their home countries, and conduct attacks against Western interests.
You see, they may go back to their home countries and conduct attack against Western interests. That is this only solution to this from the African, perspective or the African context is that you must divide Nigeria. I'm not saying you should divide. We are pulling out of Nigeria, not even dividing.
Embassies. The bigger terrorism problem is actually in Africa.
You see, the bigger problem is actually in Africa. Where do you have the bigger problem of terrorists today in Nigeria? Is there any other country in Africa that you have actually a bigger terrorist threat? It's in Nigeria. I want you to listen. He mentioned Afghanistan. Afghanistan was not even a bigger one. Afghanistan that has almost the best military, U.S. military hardware, military equipment, fighter jet, helicopter. This man say Afghanistan is not even a threat. The bigger threat is in Africa. Where will you say presently? Which African country presently have the most highest terrorists? Where? It's Nigeria. So what we are saying now is that I want you all to listen to this.
Getting training from ISIS, and the concern is that they might leave Afghanistan, go back to their home countries, and conduct attacks against Western interests. Think embassies. The bigger terrorism problem is actually in Africa, all the way from Somalia, all the way to West Africa.
To West Africa, he refused to mention Nigeria. I don't know. Is there any other West African country that you have terrorists like you have terrorists now? That is, everybody know. He will refuse to mention Nigeria. This is the problem of these people, because some of them are getting paid. They maybe not directly, but they benefit from whatever interest they protect. They benefit from Nigeria. Now, listen. He mentioned West Africa. He mentioned Somalia. Is Somalia not a country? Is Somalia a region? Because Somalia is a country. Why did he come to West Africa and he mentioned West Africa instead of mentioning a country? He started by, why didn't he say East Africa and North Africa? In North Africa, in West Africa. He mentioned Somalia. And when he come to West Africa, instead of mentioning Nigeria, he said West Africa. I want you people to see that all these things you see, they are never truthful to themselves.
And conduct attacks against Western interests. Think embassies. The bigger terrorism problem is actually in Africa, all the way from Somalia, all the way to West Africa, where you've got both al-Qaeda affiliates and you've got ISIS affiliates. They have control huge swaths of territory. They've conducted primarily local attacks so far, but at some point, Western embassies, Western military bases in both Africa and possibly in Europe could become targets. And if we're going to make a prediction for 2023, I'd say we're going to see a terrorist attack against a Western interest somewhere in the world.
Are you hearing it? That in 2023, the prediction is that you are going to see terrorist attack in some Western world. Terrorist attack in some Western world, because they have succeeded in gaining some kind of safe haven in Nigeria. I want people to understand that this is the propaganda. When you hear media propaganda, this is it.
Against Western interests. Think embassies. The bigger terrorism problem is actually in Africa, all the way from Somalia, all the way to West Africa, where you've got both al-Qaeda affiliates.
You see, I don't understand. Why would somebody be mentioning all the way from Somalia instead of saying North Africa And instead of coming to say to all the way to Somalia to Nigeria, he said all the way to Somalia to West Africa. What does that? Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. That is to show you he is not being truthful to himself.
And you've got ISIS affiliate in Africa, all the way from Somalia, all the way to West Africa, where you've got both Al-Qaeda affiliates and you've got ISIS affiliates. They have control huge swaths of territory. They've conducted primarily local attacks so far, but at some point, Western embassies, Western military bases in both Africa and possibly in Europe could become targets. And if we're going to make a prediction for 2023, I'd say we're going to see a terrorist attack against a Western interest somewhere in the world.
Well, that's terrifying. It's sobering. It's a reminder that declaring victory was too early.
Terrorism has always waxed and waned. It has always gone up and down. And I think it's starting to bounce back again.
And I want you all to understand that, one moment.
Mike.
One moment. I want you all to understand there is a news coming up just a few moments ago that, a man, they're called I want you all to watch this. He said that, I want people to understand that, like I said, I'm making it official today. I said that what you hear when they say insecurity in the Southeast is not insecurity. We are at war. Now the war is becoming official. And when you look at what this man said, they said, President Buhari has approved the deployment of advanced technology to tackle insecurity in Southeast Nigeria. This man have not approved the deployment of advanced technology to tackle the killings all over Nigeria, to tackle the Fulani invasion in southern Kaduna. He did not approve the technology to be deployed in Kaduna. He did not approve this particular technology to be deployed in the Northeast. He did not approve this technology to be deployed in the Northwest. He did not approve this technology to be deployed in Benue State and, of course, in the Middle Belt, where Fulani has massacred millions of people, and today we have millions of people in IDP camp. He has not deployed them even to his hometown, where his convoy and all his men is being attacked as the state manage them. But he is deploying it to the Southeast to tackle insecurity. He is not deploying it to tackle insecurity. He is deploying it for war because we are already fighting war there. I do not understand the insecurity that the market, women, where women sell, do buying and selling. I don't know what kind of insecurity or security threat does a market pose to the Nigerian military. I do not understand what security threat do market that they do buying and selling. They sell food stuff. I do not know what kind of security threat does such market pose against Nigerian army. But that is where they are burning. I do not know what kind of security threat does houses, villages of people pose against Nigerian state. But that is where they are burning. It is called economic jihad. Today, he approved the deployment of technology. Let them come. We are at war for the Biafra freedom. Let them deploy.
Thank you so much, everyone who have joined me on stage. We took it today to the program of Master Simon Ekpa because it is very essential when you see people come online to say what they do not know or to push lies and propaganda and accuse our Prime Minister falsely. These are the informations he has passed to the world, exposing the atrocities of Nigerian government and also providing solution to save the West, not just Biafran people. these are what they call instigation. Because Mazi Simon Ekpa was exposing the secret they don't want people to hear. Mazi Simon Ekpa decided to make open the secret war they are fighting against Biafrans for a very long time. That was why Finland sold their conscience. And I decided to play this video. You saw even a Finnish investigator in 1968 just spoke on this program. What he found out, his predictions, but yet Finland pretended not to know anything about what is happening. And they are working based on information provided for them by terrorists. That is how bad it is. And why we are referring these things back is for, you know, the world are watching. Many people are watching. So when you are going to make a case against Master Simon Ekpa, when you're going to speak, you can see the person they are prosecuting. A man who has brought himself out to stop the killing of his own people. We know United Nations are always late. They were late in Rwanda. Rwanda, it was after the genocide they came. In Kosovo, they were late. In the Jewish issue, they were late in Jewish massacre. And now they want us to fold our hands until when they take our life completely. Now they confirm it as a massacre before now they will come in. And Mazi Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nanikan said no, they have to put a stop to it. To protect their people and also protect the West at the same time. From all the videos he has played in this video, you can see these are all predictions of the atrocities that's going to happen and the plans of the terrorists to take over the country and their resources and fight against the West. And where is that resources they are pursuing? Biafra land. If the West meant well, they know that Biafra has to be protected. But since they refuse to do nothing, we can't fold our hands and wait. We have to fight and defend ourselves. That is exactly what we are doing. I don't know how that turns to instigation. But we must continue. I thank you so much, my beloved brother Christian. Thank you for that super chat. And my brother Kochux, thank you so much for super chat. Kochux, I appreciate you for that wonderful support. Thank you so much. I can see my brother Greg has been here all this while. There's Peacemaker there. I appreciate everyone that have joined me. I took a different dimension today for us to hear the voice of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, once again, and his messages, because his voice can never be silenced, no matter how they try. That voice that frightened them, that when they hear it, they go sleepless. We will continue to bring that voice and put it to their face. And there's nothing they can do. Let's take the mic to Greg. Greg, you've been here. You started along with me. Go ahead, Greg, or mute yourself and speak. Today, I chose a topic which says Nigerian deadly scam exposed. And I use the program of Mazi Simon Ekpa to expose that scam. He exposed it to the last. He exposed it. I can't even play all of it. As going forward, you see him play more and more videos about the exposition of Nigeria. Why disintegration is the only path to peace. Disintegration of Nigeria, the only path to peace. They can continue to pretend they will do this, they will do that. Those pretenses is not going to work. If you genuinely want to see peace in the Zoological Republic, disintegration remains the only solution, and Biafra the remedy. Go ahead, my brother Greg, if you're there, unmute yourself and speak to us. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Mazi, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon. I can see Mazi Christian and another brother there. Thank you for coming here. Just as normal, this thing is to every time remember our heroes, the life and the ones that have left, mostly the ones that are alive and still in the forefront, like our Mazi Namdekan and Simon Ekpa, and all the Biafrans who are suffering in the jail. We thank God that they are still alive, and we commit them into the hand of the Most High, who owns their life and who will supply them strength and power to live, to save for what they are fighting for. Our prayer is that God will not disappoint them, for God cannot disappoint those that trust in Him. So we pray them into the hand of the Most High to continue their protection and their strength, and empower them and not to disappoint them until Biafra will come. Yes, Mazi, I'm happy to listen from beginning of the program and all these our PMs and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's prophecy, you can call it, and opening their evilness, showing the world the plan of the caliphate, the plan of the ISIS and the Al-Qaeda and all the terrorists, and what they are planning to achieve. Why are they holding Mazi Simon Ekpa today? They know 100% Mazi Simon Ekpa did not commit any crime. But their main problem is, why did he start showing what is happening in the Biafra land? Remember the Nigerian Biafran War, 1967, 68, 69. The British call it in London, and it was telling the West that it was a riot. It was a kind of that was nothing like war. They deceived their people because there was no media. They deceived their people because there was no information. So when Mazi Simon Ekpa started bringing out all what is happening in Biafra land and analyzing them, their hair go gaga. They look for every means to destroy him. Mostly when this attack started strongly was when Simon Ekpa exposed the evil of Ifeanyi Ejiofor. If any Biafrans watch what happened when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was rendition to Nigeria, and Mazi Simon Ekpa was following up all those things, and he was, as he was going, Ejiofor wanted to use his criminality way to corner Mazi Simon Ekpa, but he did not succeed, because Ejiofor knew from the one that he was not fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He was only trying to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to make himself popular as a lawyer. He was only trying to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to make people to know him and make his money as he wants in Nigeria. I'm just trying to divert a little bit. If you watch for some years now, have you been hearing from this man, this Bishop Chukwuma? Have you been hearing from this Bishop Chukwuma that had meeting with Ifeanyi Ejiofor that time they killed those people in his compound? So when all these things started going on, when they find out that they cannot hold Simon Ekpa and they cannot use him, Ifeanyi Ejiofor go gaga and Nigerian government go gaga against Simon Ekpa. The IPOB go gaga against Simon Ekpa because he started exposing a lot of things that are not supposed. He will expose the evil in IPOB and those working with Nigerian government. He will expose the evil of the caliphate and the Fulanis and the agenda. He started exposing the Abuja Declaration. He started exposing a lot of things. They saw, this guy did not come for peace. I think he's the real son of Nnamdi Kanu because he don't want to, we cannot change him. That is when they laid their weight and started planning from every corner what they will do to Mazi Simon Ekpa. So what Simon Ekpa did was heavy exposition in every corner. He go to every corner. In fact, I applaud you for bringing this his program, and more of this supposed to start coming up this present time. How he was exposing everything. both Nigerian government, both IPOB, both everybody. The Finland that is doing all this, their evil, know everything. America know everything. In Britain know everything. They know more than we here knew. But they choose, because of that name Biafra. Alex Stubb would choose to go to this evil way only because of this economical reason. Not that they don't know the truth, because someone else exposed everything. How can you tell me that all these things we are going on in Nigeria, there was no Nigerian media that were reporting it? Because they were warned not to report anything. They cannot show any image. They cannot come and read and go into this and know what is happening. But they will sit in their channel television and tell you insecurity in Nigeria, how Simon Ekpa is doing this, Simon Ekpa is doing that, but never go on the ground to verify, to investigate what is happening. Just as you said, one of this lady, I think that lady was living in America. If she's still living in America, maybe most of the time when she comes home, she will go and do those investigation. None of the media, not even single one, even when the NSAS, they did not, CNN did not get anything. Why CNN is supposed to get their information from the Nigerian television on what is happening? Not even private, not even government media in Nigeria carried it. CNN have to get their information through a private this thing. Or how they know how they got it. And then it was that then Nigerian channel got some of the things they played in their edition, because CNN has shown it. Now nobody will restore them again. So they hold medias and want them not to do anything. And the media cannot investigate, media cannot carry those news. So when Simon Ekpa, the PM, started to show all those things and what is happening in Biafra land, they call it terrorist. Even when they will hold some of those criminals, how many of them were caught? And they confess who sent them. How some of them were police, some of them were the ones that China Sanworu. And even when Simon Ekman do the exposition and gave them information, even the senator, whatever that was, the man that was killed in Soludo's cabinet, he gave them what happened. Did they investigate? The answer is no, because those ones were working for the government. So that's what I said yesterday, that the government legalized terrorists in Nigeria, and when they do all those evils, they just, because Simon Ekpa was exposing their evil in Nigeria, they just put it on his head. He is the one that is doing it. When they are the one doing it, which of Nigerian television went and investigate all those crimes? The answer is none. No single one. So you are doing a good job for bringing this clip by this time, and let the world know that anybody coming to tell you that someone can commit terrorism is pure lie. He was only exposing what is happening in Nigeria, which Nigerians are not happy that the world is seeing what is happening, and now they collude against him to say he was the one doing some of those things. Those things are a lie, and they continue to be lie, and they will not succeed. That is my this thing this morning. So I thank you for exposing it, and the more they will be exposed until the freedom will come. There is no going back about the freedom. That is sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother Greg. I appreciate you for that a wonderful contribution. Thank you so much. Peacemaker, take the mic. Make it brief so that we can get to everyone. Go ahead, Peacemaker, unmute yourself.
Yeah, Bratus.
Yeah, and that.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters on the studio. I greet you all.
No.
Bratus, you know, sometimes I ask myself, is that these European people, let me call them Europeans, and Africa. Do you know some of these European people, some of their mentality is like African mentality? You know, I have lived in Europe for a long time and I have studied them. Some of their brain is like African people. Some of African people too, brain that don't know anything. Finland, you haven't go to Biafra land to go and investigate and find out how things are getting bad in Biafra land. How Asari Dokubo men went to Abakaliki and start shooting people at the market, forcing them to sit at home. Then the Nigerian IPOP agitator, calling themselves the Biafran, went to Finland to go and give them that clips that this was Simon that was forcing sit at home. And the Finnish court judge believed such thing. They would just believe it like that. Do you know how many people the Nigerian soldiers have murdered, have killed? Even before I came to Europe, during the time of Masop, do you know how many people the Nigerian terrorist government killed during the time of Wazirike was up? During the time of Nnamdi Kanu, the same thing. During the time of Simon Ekpa, the same thing. And they are saying that it is agitators that are killing themselves, are killing their brothers. Igbos don't like themselves. And we Igbos are looking at these people destroying, talking shit about us. And we cannot stand up and come together and get this done. We can't come together and get this done. All we have to do is just to discriminate, talk, this person is like this person is like this. Man, we are not here to gossip. We are now in a very big battle to get this freedom, because I don't want my own generation to suffer what I have passed through in this company called Nigeria before I come to Europe. I know how I suffered, and I don't want my family or my children to suffer like that. Never. And at the end of the day, they said that our prime minister is a terrorist. Look at injustice. Look at how they humiliated this young man fighting for the freedom of his people and the freedom of his own people. Is it because of his Finnish? Then now, then he will. Simon will say, "I am a Finnish citizen. I will not fight for my freedom, my people." Huh? And he's a Finnish citizen. End of the day, you people went to take him to jail and jail him and say he's committing terrorism. That is not terrorism. This is injustice. You people just want to silence him, not to speak about Biafra, or to lock him up to let Tinubu finish his presidency. Tinubu that don't believe in one Nigeria, I think he's not a president. I think he said he don't believe in one Nigeria. That is Yoruba people for us. We Igbos are going, tomorrow Yoruba will stand up and say, hey, Oduduwa, Oduduwa. The Igbos will say, yes, the Yorubas, let's come together. Because we Igbos are emotional. Sometimes I'm disappointed on my people. If people don't think, tomorrow night, Yoruba will stand up again. Oduduwa nation, Oduduwa nation. Then Biafrans will be looking for island with Yoruba to have their freedom. That is one thing about us. We forgot all these things that Yorubas are doing us. Tomorrow now, if Punanima will be the president of Nigeria, Yoruba will stand up again. Hey, we want to do one nation. The Igbos will stand up again. Let us help Yoruba so that they will get their nation. Igbos, think about yourself. Think about yourself. Now to the dude pass on herself. Every time I'm going to show love, and I'm going to show love for people who know love on her, and I'm going to forget ourselves. That is why I'm angry with you people. Think about how you will get this freedom before Oduduwa will get their freedom. Because they are not ready to get their freedom. Because look at what my Ebu was saying. Was talking shit about our prime minister. He was like, my Ebu don't even know. He said he went to school. He's educated. My Ego, do you think if Simon is a terrorist, they will give him 6 years? They won't give him 6 years. They won't give Simon 6 years. They will sentence him in life in jail or they assassinate him. Finish. That is what they do, terrorists. But Simon is not a terrorist. They only lock him up so that he won't speak to his people again. And my people, they are fighting for, let us learn this lesson. Let us learn. We should stop talking about Yoruba or Yoruba should get the Oduduwa. No, we Igbo should get our freedom. We should stop talking about Oduduwa to get their freedom. Because they are not helping matter. They are the problem of Nigeria. They are the people. Okay, look at everything is going to Lagos. Lagos is everything. All the money coming from East is going to Lagos. All the resources is in Lagos. Huh? Why? What is all this? This thing makes me angry. This thing, look at now, our prime minister is not around. Look at our Nnamdi Kanu is not around. And we are happy. Some of us are happy that they are in jail. Do you know how suffering we are suffering in Europe? Do you think we are happy we are in Europe? We are not happy. This is not our place. We want to go back to our country. Let us come together and get this done. Let us come together and get this done. Simple. Simon is in jail. He's coming out very soon. If God permits that his appeal will work out, he's coming out. He's coming out soon, because if this man stay long, the longer he stays, things will be spoiling. Because for me now, I don't trust anybody that is fighting for this freedom now. I don't know where to stand, who is moving forward to bring this freedom. Nobody knows. Because let us be truthful. Because this is not working fine. Look at what is happening now in eastern parts of Nigeria. Every day, soldiers are killing innocent people. Huh? Is this Simon? Simon is in Finland, is in jail. The police are killing. Look at Soludo with Udogachi. He's killing his innocent business people. Huh? Who came to market in the morning to come and hustle for their family. Soludo killed all of them. Is it the kind of life we want to live? Huh? I am so scared. Huh? My son was asking me the other day, Dad, when are we going to visit Biafra land? I said, don't worry, because I am scared to take my family home. I am scared. I don't know who is who. You don't even know your families. Even some of your family may be part of kidnapper. You don't even know. You don't know who is among them that is kidnapper. No, everything is. I am so tired. Every day I think about this. I say, why? When is it Biafra? Is it when I die, Biafra will come? Huh? Is it when I die? My age is going up. I know how old am I now. Is it when I die, when Biafra will come? Do you know how long I've been hearing about Biafra since childhood? Till now, Biafra hasn't come because of what? Disunity. Let us come together. Huh? This person will say, don't mind Imo State. This person will say, don't mind Anambra. This one go say, don't mind Enugu. This one go say, Abakaleke people now this. This one go say, why are we discriminating ourselves? Why? We should stop fighting ourselves and come together and bring bring somebody that will move this freedom forward. Before our leaders will come out, we will have gone far. They will not come and join us. Huh? We cannot wait for Nnamdi Kanu. We can't wait for Simon Ekpa. Let us move on. Let us support somebody that will move this. Is it Dr. Ngozi Arabeze? Let everybody join hand. Huh? She, push her forward to move this. If she's the right person, let everybody follow her. That's simple. Simple as ABC. Let everybody follow her and let us see her outcome. How is she going to move it? We should stop calling her this terrorist, this one, accusing, because I don't know what she have done. That people will be accusing her, talking to, say, no. When somebody is fighting for your freedom, you people will say she's a thief, she's this, he is a criminal. Let us join hand and move this and follow this lady. And if there is an idea, we give her an idea too. She can't be the only one who will be doing everything. Government is all about idea, you know. She can't just bring all idea. People have the cabinet have to also bring an idea and support her. And we that we are Biafrans and he's serving us, she also listening to us as the civilians, the citizens of Biafra. She's also listening to us. Biafra has been declared. Simple. Yeah, we're going to declare Biafra again? No, it has been declared. Now this is the time now to block our territory from Nigerian terrorist government. Because if we remain like this, these people wipe us away out of the surface. That is their plan. And if we don't get this Biafra, these people are going to do us what they did to Asaba massacre. That is what they're going to do again.
Thank you, my brother. Try and round it up so that we can go
okay, brother, for the time you gave to me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for your contribution. My brother Christian, you are there. My brother Christian, unmute yourself and speak to us, my brother.
Yeah, brother, I'm there. You can hear me, right?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, this brother that spoke now, I was just laughing behind somehow. Everybody is frustrating, but it is well. You know, the big if, from what he said, that if Ngozi Orebeze, you know, I said in my mind, I said that is the big if, because we don't know. But all I know, without a doubt, is that because I'm somebody, I listen very well and I observe situations, you know, all the people accusing her or who have accused her so far, not even one of them has been able to show no, they are not convincing. Nobody has been able to show anything that she's doing something to undermine our freedom. You know, it's strange because I think it was last week when I was talking with you, I was caught up on the network, right? But yeah. Then who go 247 is somebody I've also known for a very long time, and when he came up and he was doing something, he was saying he came up one day, and I was anxious to hear because he said he was gonna like explosive, a bombshell sort of. So I was listening, and he came online to say that he's coming online to expose Ngozi Orebeze. I'm like, motherfucker, you online? What? How are you coming online when you're already online? Tell us what happened. He didn't. Then the following week, he came again, a bombshell. And what was the bombshell? That she employed the daughter of a politician to be the spokesperson or minister, whatever. Is that the bombshell? Anybody can employ. So are you kidding me? So if you're a politician and you have a child, a male or female, who is anywhere, maybe diaspora or whatever, and this illusion with not only Nigeria, but with the people running Biafra, all these imposters who call, you have the right. You were playing the video of Philip Effiong Jr., right? So I don't know where he lives, but he has his own observation. He believes also that Nigeria is unworkable. That is why he's towing the line he's towing. So let's say Chimeroke, or let's say Iwanyan, or maybe any of their children, for example, who has the vision, who understands that this thing is not ever going to work, and decide to jump in to do the right thing. What is wrong with that? So is that the exposure? Is that the accusation? So this is crazy, bro. It's just so crazy that to the extent, because when this thing happened, then Van was jubilating, almost crying. I was like, wait a minute, what is this crocodile tear? That to go 247 is his brother from the same place that he's coming to. And at the end, when we go 247 did not bring anything tangible, no evidence to. Then Van begin to fight him too. So we must stop this whole childish, this nonsensical behavior. What is all this? For more than 2 weeks now, go 247. I'm going to do this, to do that. What the heck is going on with this?
My brother Christian, I'm not cutting you out. I'm not cutting you out or try to gag you on this. You see, this is why most of the time I try to stay on a particular lane, not to discuss anybody or any particular issue. I have a reason for doing that. the issue of Biafra is bigger than what we see and that what we know. And for my own particular self, I have chosen the way to fight for Biafra that I know, and I'm following that direction.
Yeah. So,
I don't want to get involved in a situation where I will be a diversion or distraction to people who want to pursue Biafra in any way or any angle they want to pursue it. I don't want to be a distraction to anybody.
Yeah, Maz.
So that is why most of the time, I avoid all those kind of topics and all those kind of issues. I just push them aside and move ahead on pursuing this thing that is bothering us. That where we have a common interest, where every one of us meet, that is where I stand. So wherever you go and go and go, you come and meet me there. If you want to proceed, you proceed. If you want to wait behind, you wait behind. That is it.
Yeah. Just let me not spend the rest of the time. So yeah, the only thing I just feel like is we are all in this together, and if something like what they are doing, if you want to ignore it and just continue to move on, that's fine. But I also feel like it's not just a distraction, but it's a hindrance. It has a physical, tangible hindrance to the movement. Now, again, we don't know. That is the truth of the matter. You know, warriors and Amazonia, but we keep pushing. Now, the thing is why. So the thing is that, bro, the thing is, I like the video of that Philippe Effiong Jr. that you played because there
was a question I asked there. I was expecting somebody to talk about that question. Nobody talked about it.
What was the question?
Sometimes, have you one time, you know, this Philippe Effiong song? This is not the first time he's making that video. Philippe Effiong song. This one, what did they call him? This boy that is behaving like one. This one that was with us now before he left. That is brother from the same Akwa. What is that his name? Nsima. There was a video. There was a program named Nsima called him and interviewed him. I still have the video with me.
Oh, really?
Nsima invited him and interviewed him, and he educated Nsima in that very video. He educated him. Even Nsima at the stage was even upset the way what the guy was saying on that video. So I have seen several videos where this guy made a case for Biafra. But doesn't it bother us with the Igbos? Our eternal leader, Dim Oduduwa, have children. He has children. And he has wife. Does it bother you sometimes? Why is it that we don't hear their voice anywhere? We're not telling them to come and join us and fight, oh.
Yeah,
just like this son of Effiong. I'm not expecting him to come and join me in agitation, come and begin to But when you have the opportunity to speak, you see, every time you fight man has opportunity, he makes that statement. He speaks in support of Biafra without unapologetically. Even when his own tribe people invite him. Does it worry you that when it comes our own side, our eternal leader has sons, he has children? What is their stand? Today, the person that is even in the front of prosecuting our prime minister is the wife who claims to be his wife.
Yeah.
Does that matter?
Yeah, Maz, if it was a question, I will say that is the same problem. The same problem that is responsible for what I just said regarding Ugo 247 is the same problem that is also the same in Sima too. There are people who came into this struggle. In fact, different people came with different agenda. And some of them, if it's not working out to their own benefit or to their agenda, they turn around. They begin to create trouble. That is what it's all about. The Bianco no you are talking about is the money. She was money driven because she probably need cream, she need clothes, she need makeup, you need this, you need money, whatever it is. Well, she's a beautiful woman, but obviously, you know, some women, they can't hold themselves when it comes to that. They got lost over so many things, they lose their mind. But thank God, it's not all our women that are like that. But basically, it's just the same problem that is affecting every one of them. Because like I said earlier, nobody has been able to come and give evidence of what Ngozi Orebeze is doing that is so wrong that we should turn against her. So therefore, until you show me that, I'm not going to buy into your propaganda. Now, but let me just make push on with my, because so the I saw yesterday through this our sister Lisa, when she played a video, not just a word, but I saw physically Hope Uzodinma saying that he was going to stop this the tax system in Nigeria because oil and gas that is coming out of Imo State, he is, instead of the Imolites benefiting from the natural resources on their soil, they wait every month for allocation from federal government. Why? The company, about 7 companies, oil companies, they are located in Lagos, so they pay their tax in Lagos. So in other words, Lagos is the one benefiting. And I was like, so what is going on? You've been a governor for how many years now? At least I think he's finished 1 term, right? So he's in the 2nd term. So why is it that has it not been? It's been going on before even you became a governor. Why now? Okay. A week ago, he was among the people who went to Lagos to wave Tinubu bye-bye, and he's taking a part now that is in opposite or opposition to Tinubu. But anyway, maybe that is a story for another, because you have not seen that. Therefore, maybe you'll be able to see it later and we can talk about it maybe tomorrow.
I have seen the video. I was just trying to see if I can bring it up, but I couldn't find it again.
Oh.
I have seen the video you are talking about. And you see that these people are devilish.
I know.
These people are devilish. You see, now he has seen now that his tenure his 8 years is ending. His 8 years is ending. Now he wants to create a landing space for himself.
Among Biafrans, you think?
Among his people, of course. What do you think? You know how our people do. One thing, when you do one thing, they will just forget every other thing and begin to shout about one other thing. He just wants to create a landing space for himself. That is what Hope Uzodinma is doing.
No, I think I have a different.
He also created. They say he raised minimum wage to 140 or 120,000. He raised minimum wage to 120,000, 140,000. I don't know how much is it. And he began to talk about this tax. These things we are there for from the day he entered there, he was there.
So he has served more than 5 years or maybe whatever now.
He's in his last tenure. He's not coming back again. This is the last one. He has finished the first 4 years. He's gone now.
No, I have a different take. I have a different theory on this whole thing, but that's just my own theory to it. But obviously, it's a long story. Maybe I may not have the time to explain because
you for you to know that there is no seriousness in what he's saying. Could you imagine? You are the governor. He said even the companies that Imo State is in charge of, that Imo State is in partnership with. Companies that Imo State government is in partner with, they have their offices in Lagos. Is that not madness? Do anybody need? Why don't you put that as the first condition they must have to meet before ever you give that contract?
Choose. Yesterday we thought about the somebody talking about it doesn't have money to build wharf in about Mr. Oti. This is the same kind of statement. They knew all those things. They knew all those things, and they know that even they try to do it is not possible. They will not be able to do it. Even if they do it, it will not work. So one stop there. Let me just 1 minute. Calabar, have you been to Calabar before? Calabar is a very neat place. The first capital of Nigeria. The first capital of Nigeria was in Calabar.
Exactly.
But every year, the federal government of Nigeria will budget so much money in the federal things that is in Lagos to repair the road, the bridges, because it was a former federal capital. How much money are they investing in Calabar as a former capital of Nigeria? The first capital of Nigeria was in Calabar. How much which maintenance are the federal government putting there? The seaport there, is it functioning? So all those things is just propaganda.
But I think that I think, hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that my own take is that I think that because we all know that it was the caliphate that put Uzodinma there from number 4 to number 1. He became a governor. And there is a serious battle now going on between Tinubu, the Yorubas, so to speak, and the caliphate, because INEC, again, a caliphate guy is head of INEC, but I suspect he may be removed before the time comes now. But he has now sanctioned or approved the new party, ADC, and that party is more or less like Fulani Party. That's where maybe they will put Obi there as second, vice, whatever. So also they probably tell him that, look, Tinubu is finished. 2027, Tinubu will not be there. So I could be wrong, but I think that this could be because how can you are there for like more than 4 you finish first term, you are into your second term, and now you know that this company that they ought to be in Imo State, that everything is favoring Lagos. Our people are the importers, exporters, traders, and everything, but you people cannot fight to put a seaport so that everything goes to Lagos. And the same Lagos, we get chased out. Your people, if Uzodinma is Igbo, your people, you are there, and you know that your people get chased out from Lagos. They tell them that they are not from there, they should go to their region. Meanwhile, if you have money coming from your region, that they built the place. That don't make sense one bit. It's crazy. Now, but again, I didn't even know that you've seen that video. It's surprising, and but nobody can challenge them. They have the federal military surround them, so they can get away with anything. They can do anything, say anything. That is a problem that we've not been able to touch them. Yeah, I will be the chance he met on the change. But it is well, my brother. Thank you so much.
My brother Christian, I've seen that video, and the deceit in that video is so much that, you know, why I don't play some videos that when you play, some of us are carried away. Some of us, Biafran people, before you know it now, they begin to campaign for hope. You see, that thing he did was a deception. My brother Christian, did you remember that the former vice president, what is his name? Vice president to Buhari.
Osibanjo.
Did you remember that while this idiot Buhari was in hospital, that Osibanjo, as an acting vice president, gave that order? You didn't remember?
He gave which order?
When he was running Nigeria, gave the order that every company must have their headquarters where they are. Every oil company. And when Buhari came back, Buhari revised it. Immediately Buhari came back, Buhari revised it. And that was why they caged him, and they never gave him any opportunity to make it. After that thing, they didn't give him any other opportunity. Osibanjo made some dangerous move that time. He was the one that time they gave him that acting president while Buhari was in the hospital. They said he was in the hospital. He gave
the former governor of Lagos State, Ambode, when he was there, he only spent one term. Tinubu came after him and drove him out after one term because he said that Lagos need to be changed, to be rebuilt, to be decongested. That people should be in Igbo land, in this and that. And Tinubu just stood up and walked against it because we know Tinubu runs Lagos. So they remove the guy after one term. You see the problem, my brother? How do you?
These governors, they know the right thing to do, but they will never. Anytime you see them speak about it, it is for politics' sake.
Yeah, but again, it's also important that we continue to hammer them because if we maybe physically we don't have anything to change anything on the ground, but we must continue to expose them, to criminalize them so that maybe they will hear, maybe other people, you never know. Again, you don't know where it goes, who hears and stuff like that, but we cannot let them run away with all their criminality, the propagandas, and our people just, we can't let it continue to fly like that. So that is the thing. But that
is why it is painful when I see the West supporting Nigeria. When you see Finland supporting Nigeria, look at every single thing the Biafrans are crying about is what even this one Nigerian is. They know that we are saying the truth. They know that we are fighting the just cause. They know Look at this video that Very Dark Man just made. Very Dark Man,
Yeah.
I've watched that video where he was saying that airport is supposed to be in the southeast. International airport is supposed to be here. Seaport is supposed to be there. That if they don't give it to us, then we should go for Biafra. Is it
Exactly. Oh, you've seen it. You've seen it.
I've seen
Okay.
it. Is it not the same thing that Mazin Nandekano have been saying?
Exactly.
That was exactly what Mazin Nandekano told the governors when he had a meeting with them in 2017.
Yeah. And they went
Instead
and
of them doing
conspired.
that, they went and brought Python dance.
Yeah.
They wanted to kill him. That was
Because they
exactly
know
what
the
he didn't even present Biafra to them.
Yeah.
He told him, I will continue to hold on my agitation. Go and bring this. Make it. Once you do it, I have no problem with you.
Exactly, but because they know what it will result into. If they do it, they know that is the liberation. That is the pathway. Jesus Christ, that is just the pathway. But they don't want it. Therefore, until today, decades after, since this thing happened with Nnamdi Kanu, they are still not interested in it because again, and that's why you see, always I don't make exemption, I don't exonerate, not even anyone, including the OT, whom people are saying they are all in it.
Including OT, all of
Jesus.
them. Don't be surprised.
They know that
when the time comes, his own might be more dangerous than others.
Exactly, of course, because they know that if we have these two things, trust me, the job is, I won't even say 90%, almost 100% is done. We've gone. We have gone. And Nnamdi Kanu knew. That's why he made that request. Simple request. And everybody know how significant, how meaningful it is that how can you have a whole huge region, 200 and something million people, only one seaport, only one international airport, Lagos. Then maybe they put in Abuja. How many of it's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. But it's a conspiracy.
Ordinary Benin Republic, Cotonou here, they have more than one seaport.
Can you imagine?
Ordinary Cotonou.
Yeah.
Nigeria is even begging to go and use their own. Ordinary Cotonou. What do they have?
But it's funny. It's funny that, yeah, because also that is why it's good that when you play these videos, moving forward, I like the from time to time repetition of these old clips because we have human being, or mostly maybe our people, short memory for the most part. So the more you play, you play from time to time, it's very, very, it's advisable to be doing it because these people, when I like this, people, some people online, they say, oh, he's doing well, but really? Oh my goodness! So
before you know it now, they begin to praise him. They begin to praise him. Oh, he's speaking for his people. He is fighting. You can imagine. Nobody could say it. He said it. Just imagine.
Just mere word. Just more word. When you know that his tenure is finishing, and because also we know that without a doubt, this thing he's pronouncing is going to be in conflict with the Yorubas, for example, because they know what is going on. The Yorubas know that as you are building Lagos, you are building it for them for the future disintegration. Because trust me, if anybody said that Nigeria is not going to disintegrate, that person have another thing coming. Because trust me, it's just a matter. It's not if, but when. Nigeria is unsustainable. It can't continue. It's just a matter of time. Because no experiment. I keep saying there's no experiment that have been able to make day and night to cohabit. It's impossible. Mathematically, whatever that's what Nigeria is. Night and day does not cohabit. I need not begin to go into for more elaboration because people should be able to know. A country where different people have different agenda and some feel like they should be the one to dominate and take over and enforce their own belief, their religion, their culture on others, and they are showing it to you live. How is that going to work? 100 years you never work. 20, it doesn't matter how long. So it's a recipe for continuous retrogression. That's what Nigeria is. Oh, dear, my dear brother.
Thank you so much. Let's hear from our brother Kochux. Kochux, please take the mic and speak to us. Thank you so much for that super chat. Go ahead, my brother Kochux.
Good morning, Mazi.
Branchus, I will leave now. I will see you again by the grace of God.
Okay, my brother. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Mazi Tuesday, Mazi Christian, Mazi Greg. Good morning from my side. And
brother, God bless.
Everybody in the comment section. Continue to like the program and share it so that no Biafra all this Indo Biafra na nothing na Biafra na achọ ya na-emenwe issue so that ka other nation know. First of all, Mazi choose once again. Good morning. First of all, am I going to say that our people did not listen the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and at the same time the message of our Prime Minister? Because everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa, which our PM, everything that I said from beginning to the end, no anyone that haven't come to pass. He just one, which is exactly what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. He said everything that he has been saying from beginning to the end, all of them have come to pass. Remain only one, which is Biafra. And that Biafra that he's talking about, he must raise that flag up. Or you go to 6 feet. And that Biafra that he's talking about now, that is what he's trying to bring out from the DSS dungeon. That is even our people that even push him to that place. Because if you remember, there is a point of time that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, if it's not because of God that sent him in this mission, he can even pack his bag and go and rest in his house. But because of his divine mandate, and Chukwu Okike Abiyama choose him for this work, that is the reason why he's still outside by now. And some of our people are still out there fighting against him. Some people are still there calling him all sorts of names. Some people are still out there calling him name that you're not supposed to even call the dog that you even have in your house. The name that is not supposed to even call your dog. Some people out there calling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, calling Mazi Simon Ekpa that name. Because of what? What are they looking for? What are they looking for that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu haven't sacrificed for every one of us here today? In that aspect, both his mother and his father, including his dog and 28 people, they are Nigerian terrorists in uniform, destroying his father's house. All those ones, our people did not see all those sacrifices. And some people are still there crucifying him. Even Finland, that even allowed themselves to be used by the British to jail our Prime Minister. Some people are still there praising Finland, praising them. So many of our people are still in social media dancing because of the jailing of our Prime Minister. What do they want? Is it until they cut off their head? Until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa cut off their head and give it to them before they will know that they have sacrificed a lot. Finland called our Prime Minister, getting to 9 months now, more than 9 months or how many months now, for questioning. I'm still saying, if it's Finland, if it's their citizen that is not black, they cannot do that kind of move. You are going to call person for questioning complete 6 months before charging that person to court. Because you are black, because you are Biafrans. And our people don't want to learn because of that. So many evil things is happening. Now I still remember that now we have seen that all those things is coming to pass. Is Mazi Simon Ekpa today? Is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today? Tomorrow, if it be you or your brother, and our people do not want to learn. We have been talking about Biafra since, and some of our people, so many of them, they are there shouting one Nigeria, shouting 2027. They have forgotten that Biafra has been declared. That the same thing Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been talking about since. They are there. So many of them are out there. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that the dead man in Asolok have died before, since 2017, and not take any move, he still tell them that after 2 years, Tinubu resume in office, they're going to announce his death. All those things. Some of our people are still saying all sorts of nonsense. 2027 is out again. They should remember that Mazi Simon Ekpa said, it's not him, it's not even him they are even fighting for. They are trying to take him away from the picture so that they're going to come to us. What is happening now? Every day by day, life is wasting in Biafra land. And so many of our people, for them to wake up, they're still shouting one Nigeria. I think it's yesterday. We had the one that happened in Nepal. Very soon, Nigeria only going to pass. Because that fight that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu talk about, that fight is on the way coming. Because what Tinubu is doing now, the North is even hearing it. And that fight is going to start from their place. That fight that they're talking about is going to start from their place. We are going to stand. We'll be watching them until they started taking themselves away from the picture. But I'm still shouting, let our people to wake up. Don't allow that fight to reach your doorstep before you know what to do. You should not let that fight reach your doorstep before you know what to do. Because when that time will reach, it will be too late. You should not allow that time to reach. Anything that you know that the dream of Biafrans come true, this is the time for every one of us to join hands together. Forget about everything that your brother have done to you before. Let that, just put everything aside. Let us unite ourselves, and let us make sure that that dream of our Prime Minister, that dream of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come to pass before this evil country called Nigeria, before they will come to meet us. Let us join our feet together, because united will stand. We can move any mountain to move, and that mountain is going to obey us. Let me stop my mic here, Mazi Choose. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for that wonderful contribution. You have spoken well, and every Biafra must wake up, take responsibility for the time that we are in, and the world must hear us. We must continue to expose the deadly scam called One Nigeria. We must continue to expose it. The same thing that our Prime Minister did that they don't want to hear, that truth they don't want to hear, we will continue to push it out. They must hear us. The only remedy to the Zoological Republic today remains Biafra. Disintegration is the only thing that can bring peace to people in that area. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, it is a truth. Bitter one, but we will continue to speak about it. Whether they like it or not, we will continue to shout it on top of our voices. So we're going to be rounding up on the program. My brother Greg, please give us your closing remark as we close up the program. Go ahead and give us your speech, my brother Greg. Are you there? My brother Greg, are you there? Bro Greg, are you free? If you're free, give us your closing remark so that we can round up the program. I guess he's not free. Maybe he's busy at work. You know, people are joining. My brothers and sisters and Biafrans that you're seeing here, most of the time, people are joining from their work. Even when we are working, we are doing this. You can see my brother Kochuk, even while the kids are there crying for his attention, he's also there doing what he has to do. I appreciate everybody that have joined us on this program. Those on the comment section that are commenting, please like and share this program. It is important that we will never allow the voice of our Prime Minister to be silenced. We must not allow the voice of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko, to be silenced. It is important. No matter what happens, no matter what you see, no matter what you do, do not allow his voice to be silenced. Nigeria was built on lies, forced unity, and destructive diversity. This is a fact. Whether they want to hear it or they don't want to hear it, we will continue to say it because it is the truth. Nigeria was built on lies, forced unity, and destructive diversity. For over 60 years, this so-called one Nigeria has brought only bloodshed, corruption, terrorism, and oppression. That is the only thing that you have seen. The only thing that Nigeria has achieved for the past 60 years, the only thing, the so-called one Nigeria, the amalgamation, the evil entity, the destructive diversity, the only thing it has achieved for the past 60 years is bloodshed, corruption, terrorism, and oppression. And we will continue to expose them. We will continue to expose why Nigeria is a death trap and why disintegration is the only road to lasting peace, justice, and freedom for indigenous people. We will never stop exposing it. Biafra, Oduduwa, Middle Belt, Niger Delta, every oppressed nationality must rise to reject this failed union. You must rise to reject this failed union. You can see it in Biafra today. Oh, when they are taking the life of the Biafrans, it doesn't concern you because it's not your region. Tomorrow it will be your turn. When it's happening in the Niger Delta, you will not talk. When it's happening in the Middle Belt, you will not talk. When it's happening in your own area, you wouldn't talk. If it happened on that side, you wouldn't talk because it's not your side. It will get to everybody. It's just a question of time. It will come back to you. Everyone must rise up to reject this failed union. The time has come to tell the world, one Nigeria is a scam. It is a scam, a very big one at that. A scam that is affecting not just the people in that contraption called Nigeria, it is affecting Africa as a whole, and it's affecting the world. That is why it must end. And our survival depends on breaking free from this evil entity. Our survival depends on breaking free from this evil entity. The earlier we break free from there, the better for every one of us. If you think that is a joke, think again. My fellow Biafrans and oppressed nations across the world, lovers of freedom worldwide. Today, a truth the Nigerian state fears most. One Nigeria is a scam. We will continue to say it. That is the truth they don't want us. They don't want us to speak. Nigeria fears this truth. The owners of Nigeria, their sponsors fear this truth. When we say Nigeria is a scam, they get scared. We will continue to say it. It is a scam. For decades, they sold us lie of unity. But instead, we inherited bloodshed, terrorism, poverty, oppression. That is what we inherited for the past 60 years. Nigerian destructive diversities is not a strength. The diversity in Nigeria is not a strength. It is a destructive one. It is not a strength in any way. So anybody speaking that grammar beside you, that diversity is your strength, run from that person. That person is an agent of the devil. It is a death trap. The time has come to tear down the fraudulent structure and build lasting peace through disintegration. Only disintegration can bring a lasting peace where people can grow in their own space at their own speed. Build whatever you want to build. If you want to build a caliphate, that is fine. If you want to build a secular system, it is fine. You want to build a monarchical system, it is fine. They are all good, but build it among those who want it. If we do not act now, we perish together in silence. But if we rise, Biafra will definitely live. And it is time for everybody to rise. History will remember this generation, not for what we endured, but for what we refuse to accept. History will remember this our generation, not for what we endured, but for what we refuse to accept. Nigeria is crumbling, and the only answer is disintegration. Take it or leave it. Disintegration, that is the only answer. The world must hear us loud and clear. We reject the scam of one Nigeria. We reject it in totality, the scam of one Nigeria. That truth they want to hear. We will continue to say it. Biafra will rise. Freedom will prevail and peace will come only when this forced marriage is dissolved. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, you must stay strong. We must stay united and never surrender. Biafra is freedom. Biafra is life. I appreciate everyone that have been with us from the beginning of this program up to this time. Thank you for being part of this program. And we are going to come back again later in the evening for another section of this program. We will continue to air our voice, whether they block us, whether they allow us to watch or not, whether they take away all our viewers. We will continue to speak. There is no going back. It is forward ever and backward never. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every Biafran in Biafra land. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every one of you. Secure you. No bullet of the enemy will touch you. You will never be kidnapped. No accidental bullet will touch you. Everyone that is in Biafra land, may Chukwu Okike build a wall of fire around you. You will be safe and secure. I pray for Biafrans across the world that the grace of Chukwu Okike will guide and protect us wherever we are. The enemies will never see us. We will never fail. We will never surrender. We will continue to wax stronger and stronger and stronger every day. I pray for our leaders in detention, our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. I pray for strength. I pray for wisdom. I pray for Chukwu Okike to give his angels charge over him, to sustain him, give him strength, give him good health, give him word, put word into him and give him strong revelations to know what to say and what to do. I also pray for our schooling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Wherever he may be at this material hour, I pray that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be protected. No evil shall befall him. Wherever he goes, Chukwu Okike will go with him. Secure him. Keep him for us until he joins us very soon. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafran shall prosper. And no weapon formed or fashioned against our leaders shall prosper. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being part of this program today. I will see you again later in the evening. Stay blessed and make sure you join us early so that we can carry this message to the ends of the world. Thank you and remain blessed. Bye-bye.